Let's talk about Angie. Angie! Oh, Angie! Angie's been connecting homeowners with skilled pros for over 30 years. And they've made it easier than ever to tackle home projects. Their nationwide network has experts in everything from plumbing and landscaping to roofing, remodels, and more. You can read verified reviews and request and compare notes to find your best price. So join the millions of homeowners who use Angie to get the job done well. Download the Angie app today or visit ANGI.com.
Courage. I learned it from my adoptive mom. Hold my hand.
You hold my hand.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
There's no place to escape to.
This is the last podcast.
On the left.
From your grave.
That's when the cannibalism started.
What was that?
I want to set the scene. It's 1989. A young, talked Henry Zebrowski with his parents exit a showing of Ghostbusters 2.
Wow.
In the Regal Cinemas in Jamaica, Queens.
It's just like the origin story of Bruce Wayne.
As we were walking down that alleyway, my father in his top hat, my mother in her fur coat, and I in a Ghostbusters shirt and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle jogging pants that are covered in pizza stains.
Cool kid.
We walk down the street, and then they are hastily gunned down.
Whoa!
And I knew I had to take the streets back.
You must.
By becoming the dreaded nightmare of every criminal in Queens. Angina Man.
Whoa!
Bringing agita to every fat fuck eating a chicken parm anywhere from Ozone Park to JFK Airport.
Hey, man, let's get the heck out of here. Angina Man's around.
Yeah, you want to come closer? Because if not, I'm going to take away your Zantac.
It ain't easy being a criminal anymore. Welcome.
Regal Park, Ozone Park, Woodhaven, Queens. This is all about my town, my fucking city, my fucking decade. Woo, come
The
down.
last podcast on the left, everyone. I
Fuck
am
City
Ben.
Field, man. Fuck that fucking new ass shit.
Hanging out with Angina Man, Henry Zebrowski, and Marcus Parks. Today's topic brings us to an era that can only be described as horrible. Can't wait to get into it.
What are you talking about? This is my childhood.
I know. Do you remember your childhood?
Yeah.
And what do you think of it usually?
I'm going to tell you what, honestly, I don't remember whole patches and years of it.
That's fantastic. That's called compartmentalizing trauma. Okay, everyone, today we are on to a conversation about a man who I'm quite excited to talk about. His name is Joel Rifkin, and we're going to get into it.
Henry, is it angina or angina?
Angina.
Angina.
Angina is that, like, you got fat gut.
Good gut.
And your gut is pressing on your fucking guts.
And that gives you angina?
It's on the inside gut. So you got your top gut. The meat that surrounds the casing of your gut is actually pressing in on your inside guts.
I feel like an angina is a person who has a vagina so large that they don't have a taint.
Angina is chest pains.
Oh, is that right?
Angina is chest pains. And then agita is, a lot of times they're together. Angina, agita. It's all things for guys whose wrists are so thick they can barely get a chain on.
Well, I think one of the first gals I kissed in high school was named Angina.
Beautiful.
Isn't that nice?
That's how you know, this crime takes place in Long Island. We'll get into it.
It's horrible.
Joel Rifkin was an American serial killer who operated in New York City in the late 80s and early 90s. Over the course of 4 years, Joel murdered 17 women using a wide variety of methods, and his disposal methods similarly changed from victim to victim. Sometimes Rifkin would dismember the bodies piece by piece and throw them in either the Hudson or the East River. Other times, the bodies would be dumped whole in steamer trunks or stuffed in oil barrels or even just left out in the open. In only one case, Rifkin buried the body in a shallow grave.
Every single documentary, every piece of media about Joel Rifkin, and there's a significant amount.
There's a lot.
Fair amount, yeah.
It's mostly because, Joel Rifkin Bumblebutt comes up quite a bit.
Ed Kemper.
He's a little similar to Ed Kemper. He loves the sound of his own voice, but and we'll talk about it. But he's a yapper.
Yeah.
And because
Wait a
he's
second.
a yapper,
Are you talking about someone in 1989 from Queens talking too much?
he talks quite a bit.
I can't believe it.
He is one of my dad's friends.
Yeah.
Like, not even an exaggeration. Bobby Franco is the guy that my father knew.
Bobby Franco.
Bobby Franco, whose big claim who's trying to get everybody to move to Pensacola, Florida.
Well, why wouldn't you?
Because he said that's the unheard of paradise of the tropics.
Okay.
And then his fucking house got wiped away by God because he deserved it, right? Like, nature came. The Gulf of Mexico reclaimed his home.
Well, that's always something to remember during natural disasters, that perhaps some of the homes that were destroyed were horrible people.
Yes, but he's got a rat-like face. But there's a lot of material on Joel Rifkin. People have really studied him for a long time, and I wonder why, and quite extensively. And there's a part of me that wonders why, because he is kind of like the boilerplate serial killer.
Yeah. He really is. As far as victim type went, Joel Rifkin preyed exclusively on sex workers plying their trade on the streets of New York City. As a result, Joel Rifkin is New York City's #1 serial killer when it comes to body count. Or at least he's #1 amongst those who have been caught.
I never sleep.
You never sleep at all?
Honestly, I do. Medically, I need to sleep.
You do, at least 8 hours a night. Yeah.
But I'm just saying my hours are varied and long.
I see. Is he the well, I guess the movie Maniac came out far before these murders, but doesn't it remind you of Maniac, that really creepy film, the original, of course?
There are some similarities.
Yeah. See, Rifkin was caught completely by chance, like most serial killers are, because the time and place in which Rifkin operated was on par with Vancouver during the reign of Robert Pickton in terms of opportunity.
You're not going to want to dismember her that way.
How dare you?
You're going to want to do.
This isn't time for Canada.
No.
Right? How dare you compare Queens to Vancouver?
Queens is the Canada of America.
I don't know why
you're not going to want to do it that way. I've heard that in Queens as well.
It's Lower East Side.
I absolutely has. Yes, Henry, you're trying to claim Queens is where this entire story happened. Not even close.
No,
not
it's the Lower
even
East
close.
Side. Lower East Side of Long Island, which is, if you put them together, is Queens. That's just New York City map.
Oh, I see. That's an interesting color scheme.
Well, Rifkin's hunting ground was New York City in the early 90s, which was quite possibly the worst of the bad old days brought up so often by the New York Post when crime happens to spike even the tiniest bit here in the 5 boroughs.
But don't worry, that's why you have your occupying army there now, Marcus.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. They got net guns and robot dogs and missile launchers.
Awesome.
And so, wow, we've really come a long way.
Don't you feel safe?
Yeah. Do you guys imagine that those are like patrolling the streets at all times? Because I've never seen any of that.
Well,
No.
they did have the robot dog out there. And there's way more assault rifles in the air in New York City, way more than there is in California.
You also live in, you live in a relatively safe area. I bet people in different areas see more robot dogs.
Yeah, when I lived on the J train.
The nice thing about the robot dog, when they send them undercover to get drugs, so they're like, I want some crack.
No, it's like, halt, you will be terminated. Bark.
I see.
But no, when I used to live off the J train, it was constant men with assault rifles.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember.
Fantastic.
Well, specifically, the bad old days during Joel Rifkin's spree were a result of the crack epidemic, and with crack came the highest murder rate in the history of New York City. In 1990, murders in New York City peaked at 2,262. For some perspective, the murder rate in New York City last year was 488, 78% lower, meaning our town has a long, long way to go before it returns to the so-called bad old days.
Well, you guys are well on your way, and I think you're going to get there.
I think you can get there.
You can get there.
But, there's also one day we will do a whole series on the idea of the birth of crack.
Absolutely. Fascinating. Yeah. We covered it a little bit with our CIA, MK Ultra. There's somewhat, right?
But not really.
No, it's a gigantic story that involves a lot of different people going all the way to the fucking top.
And I was going to introduce some information about that, but it's It's so
Well,
intense.
as a matter of fact, Henry's digging in his pocket right now. Look at that crack rock. Well, thank you so much.
This is my lucky crack rock.
Oh, I'm
this
sorry. You just
this
rubbed
is
that
for
one?
Openness. I have this one right next to it. This is my other crack rock, which is for wish fulfillment and focus.
You know what? Honestly, if it was legalized, it would be just like that.
A part of it, it seemed to, in a way, it's like they kind of let New York get real bad.
Yeah.
And then dumped a bunch of drugs in it and then sort of use it as an example of why they would need an occupying army in a way. It almost kind of seems like it all was done in a purposeful way.
I think
to rip apart the classes in a not so subtle way of putting down the poor and rising up the rich.
Let's see what happens.
That's about one of, I would say, 4 to 5 reasons why it was done. Yeah. It's a multifaceted octopus. I mean, you want to talk about the octopus of fucking malice.
Yes.
That's the octopus.
Well, we got to do it, though.
Reason number 3 is just have a good time.
I mean, crack is great. People love it.
Sure.
It's very popular for a reason.
I guess so.
I'd say it's the Dane Cook of drugs.
Absolutely. It definitely makes you act out.
But regardless, when a drug as addictive as crack is being purposefully funneled into American cities, you're going to have people who will do anything to get more of it once the addiction takes hold. And when that situation arises, you're going to have a large increase in related crimes like murder, theft, assault, and high-risk sex work. Whoa. And since there was so much violent crime and so many murders, and since you had cops like Henry's father making up a fair portion of the NYPD during this time period, the deaths and disappearances of sex workers didn't rank high on the NYPD priority list in the early 90s.
I know this is a pointed jab at my father, and
It's
a
not a pointed jab.
complicated man.
It's not that complicated. I mean, the nice thing about your father is it was like when he's seeing double, he's like 2 cops.
But he is a man that became a cop in order to avoid being harassed by cops. And what I will say, the best thing about my father is that he took a desk job immediately. That as soon as he could, he didn't want to be a bully. He just was a bully to his family. And so he got that out of the system at home.
Great.
And then at work, he investigated deadly car accidents. So he was far away from all of the sex worker deaths being swiped under the rug.
Very interesting backpedaling from Henry Zebrowski.
It's just true. We could talk about your family history. We could talk about Marcus's family history.
We can
talk about it.
Yeah, we've all got our ghosts, our skeletons.
We're 1 generation removed.
Hey, I'm fixing it.
Hey, I'm like 5 generations removed. Don't look at me. Now, despite how Joel... Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, people on the listening cannot see the knowing looks that you two just exchanged.
Yes.
Now, despite how Joel Rifkin might be portrayed in certain recent true crime documentaries, Oxygen, I'm looking fucking squarely at you, he was not some brilliant monster who was so clever and so smart that he was able to evade capture for almost 5 years. A so-called invisible man.
Every cop is obsessed with him being invisible.
Right.
They all
Invincible.
They all say he's invisible, right? Like they were like, and every cop would talk like they were like he had some superpower. It was like one dude who was like, "This guy, he was invisible."
You couldn't see him?
Enforcement. He's like an octopus. You know that?
Well,
no,
I can see an octopus.
Change his skin. Nobody can change his skin. You fucking know that if you went to the zoo one time, you fucking moron.
Why would it change its skin at the zoo?
Because it doesn't want to be seen because it's shy.
I don't know.
Octopuses change. Oh, I'm trying to say. Octopuses change the color of their skin, much like this guy, surreptitious. He's like Aladdin stealing apples everywhere. Can't see him if I wanted to. His head all bandaged up. He's got the goggles on.
That's the dark man or the man who wasn't there.
Invisible.
Invisible. All right, fantastic. I was just going to say it's ironic that the network Oxygen usually talks about people who are losing oxygen as they get choked to death.
It is. Yeah.
Fantastic.
That is ironic. That is, you did use irony correctly.
Yeah.
It's
like 10,000 spoons, man. But
you say it every time. You say it every time.
Well, instead of Rifkin being the invisible man, he evaded capture because his victims were invisible.
Yes.
New York City had no idea that a serial killer had murdered 17 women until the New York Post put a picture of Rifkin on the front page with a headline that read, "I killed 17 women."
Well, if you're just going to go out and say it like that, I guess he must have.
Jeez Louise.
Look at this
Not
fucking
exactly.
guy. He's bragging about it. Like, I thought he was some kind of invisible man. He's out here being super fucking visible. I think, well, he's a hypocrite.
Yeah, indeed. He's the John Cena of serial killers. You just can't see him.
Well, in fact, it would not be any sort of stretch to speculate that Rifkin could have reached Picton-level numbers around 50 had he not been caught red-handed in the dumbest, most Mr. Magoo capture of a serial killer that I've ever heard.
Wow.
However, to be absolutely fair, many of the women Joel killed were never even reported missing by anyone, nor were some of their bodies found before Joel directed police to their location. For example, his first victim wasn't reported missing until after Joel Rifkin was caught. That was 5 years after her death and disappearance that someone finally got around to noticing Heidi ain't around no more.
It's just an elongated version of Home Alone where they're counting the kids on the plane and they're like, Kevin! It's like, how long does it take before you realize this woman is gone?
Well, Joel Rifkin specifically targeted those that were at their most desperate ends of their life. I think that what he sensed was people that were already, in his terms, and he even said that, was that they were going to be dead anyway. And so in his mind, he specifically went after the most skinny, the most obviously strung out on drugs, the most visibly sick, and he would use them. So
Truly
these are people that
the weakest.
Yeah, the most weak, the most separated from any sort of like source of comfort or security.
This is why if I was going to be a serial killer and I killed sex workers, I would kill those Chippendale male dancers. They're going to give you a good struggle. They're muscular, so you know when I kill them, I'm a real man.
You just want to pay to wrestle a man.
No.
You can.
No. Yes, no.
But even though no one cared about the people he killed before he was caught, New York City took notice after his capture. In the biggest example, an entire episode of Seinfeld, released just 5 months after Rifkin's capture, revolves around Elaine dating a man named Joel Rifkin, which causes many amusing problems.
It is
Of
amusing.
course.
Because,
And that is also a rarely replayed episode, by the way. You don't see that one on TBS very often.
it's dark.
I also love that episode because Kramer says at the very end, okay, guys, I'm going to go do stand-up comedy. And then they're like, good luck, Kramer. And then Jerry's like, don't steal my act.
Coming for you, Michael Richards.
Wow. No, Kramer. Michael Richards is dead. Kramer lives.
Interestingly, as a sidebar, during the scene in that episode in which Elaine proposes a series of first names that her boyfriend could change to from Joel, she suggests, as a safe bet, the name OJ, just 6 months before OJ murdered Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman.
What
It's
did
the
they know?
show about nothing.
What did they know? Who had they been talking to?
Exactly.
But while the sharing of the name in the Seinfeld episode has more to do with the fact that Joel Rifkin brutally murdered so many women, it would be equally embarrassing to share a name with Joel Rifkin, the human being, who is probably one of the wormiest, whiniest, and most pathetic killers we've ever covered.
Really?
Oh, yeah, dude. This story is, every person at this table has been brutally bullied on some level or another.
Absolutely.
Right? Oh, yeah. But this is the story of a person, as one early friend of Joel Rifkin puts, was called they called him an abuse unit. Which was
An abuse unit?
that he was the type of guy that not only was naturally bullied by anybody who ever met him because of there's something about him that became he was a walking target, but in the torturing of him, he became even more annoying. That caused the cycle of abuse to continue. And it's like, this came from a big, buzz-cutted, mook from Long Island.
He didn't have the moment where he stands up to the bullies and becomes a man.
No.
Okay.
No, he does not. No, we had a kid like that in our school too. I know exactly what he's. I mean, I don't justify it. I don't say that it's right, but I know what he was talking about. Like, I'm no saint. There was one kid below me. I was second as far as the bully rungs go. I was second. There was one kid below me who I got to bully, and then everybody bullied him as well. And he was also an asshole. That was the other thing about it. Is that everyone bullied him, but he was also a massive dickhead.
And isn't he on like your like state legislature now or something like?
Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah.
Yes, I think he's one of the people who want to do away with sodomy laws.
Yeah.
Or bring them back rather there in Texas.
This is what these guys. This is kind of what he's like.
Okay.
He is like that. He is a perennially a fucking pain in the ass that everybody hates.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, Rifkin is one of those rare serial killers in league with BTK who had no extreme trauma in their childhood when it comes to parental or familial abuse. This again completely blows the mommy and daddy theory out of the water when it comes to looking at the causes of serial killing, or at the very least, it makes the study of the serial killing phenomenon less reductive. It's not as simple as they like to make it.
There's a really interesting documentary. We talked with the woman that worked with him. It was the new documentary about BTK. And it's
You talked with Catherine Ramsland. It was a
talked,
fantastic documentary series. I love it.
Catherine Ramsland has a way of putting it is that that I think is really interesting is that until she got that close. That because they're very similar, until she got the close relationship with BTK, it wasn't fully revealed how deep and intense his fantasy life was and how early it started.
Yeah.
And that this is kind of what we're going to see the same pattern in Joel Rifkin, where it is I think that he didn't really want to talk about how deep and dark his fantasies were for so long. Because he doesn't want to admit, because even Joel Rifkin in his own mind is kind of like, I'm just some guy. You know what I mean? Like, meanwhile, he's been thinking about like torturing and murdering women since he was 4 years old.
And you can listen to that episode on our Patreon. Fantastic interview. And again, thanks to everyone who gives to our Patreon. This is a great time to plug that. Just a great time to do it. Most kids do the 3, 2, 1, and they shoot the basketball into the hoop, and they're like, I did the winning shot. But apparently Joel Rifkin was like 3, 2, 1, and he's like, and I choke. Interesting. Different childhoods. Different childhood fantasies.
Every childhood is different.
Yeah.
Every childhood is different.
Yeah. Kind of.
I wanted to be on stage.
Yes, we know.
Well, Rifkin blames most of his serial killing on childhood bullies and society at large. And while he admittedly did have a rough go of it growing up when it came to bullying, he still chose to murder 17 women, where people who have had it far worse have murdered exactly 0.
Yeah, look at Elon Musk.
Yeah, look at
him. He's doing great.
I don't know if he was bullied.
I don't know. Actually, I think he always he had assassins as a little boy.
Rise from your grave.
A roast as dark as the night, perfect for fueling the cryptid research and mad ravings required for your podcasting. Don't mind the red eyes. He's just trying to warn you of the bridge.
The bridge.
Finally, from the caffeine-addled brains of Spring Hill Jack Coffee and Last Podcast on the Left, we bring you Mothman's Red Eye Blend. Yes, delicious Panama beans. Go to lastpodcastmerch.com to order yours today.
This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one website platform that helps you stand out online. Yes, that's right. You don't have to smash your face with a hammer. You can just start a business. It's got everything you need on Squarespace, from securing your domain to building a professional site and showcasing your work all in one place. Let's say you want to show everybody how you can carve your ribs out of your lower abdomen so that you look more like a Ken doll. That's amazing. You can bring your vision to life with AI-powered design or curated templates, plus flexible editing tools that helps you create something that truly reflects your style, especially if you are somebody that is trying to corrupt the young men of America. That's what Squarespace is really going to help you. Squarespace makes it easy. It makes it easy for you to put all that together, and you just go to Squarespace and do it all. Thanks, Braden. Head to squarespace.com/left for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code LEFT to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Hey there, everybody. Is your cell phone bill too much money? Are you getting that bill and you're like, hey, what is this? I can't believe for what? For 5G? Are you crazy right now? $100? I don't even barely got any bars when I'm just sitting in my living room, okay? You don't have to deal with that anymore. Are you ready for this? $15 a month. That's right, $15 $15 a month on Mint Mobile. Yeah, baby. Get their wireless plan because they're just sitting there on the T-Mobile 5G network and it's just $15. Your whole life, you're just paying all this money every month. You're like, why? Where's it going? It's going to these phone companies that are robbing you. So go to Mint Mobile. Let them help you talk to your mom. So get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month. Go to mintmobile.com/LPOTL. That's mintmobile.com/LPOTL. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/LPOTL. That's it. There's no catch. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, $180 for 12 months. Plan required, $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when the network is busy. Includes up to 20 gigabytes hotspot. Capable device required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. See mintmobile.com.
Courage. I learned it from my adoptive mom. Hold my hand.
You hold my hand. Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Well, for our source today, we've got an entertaining book called From the Mouth of the Monster from a former cop named Robert Mladenich, who briefly knew Joel Rifkin in the late 70s.
You mean brief? Every friendship is sacred. And for some reason, I remember every single moment of our friendship in a way that I would write into a book that I would sell, that would become
also
a very big documentary series for me as well.
Your Officer Milogovich?
Yeah.
Officer Milogovich.
I know if you can't say it, you're drunk. So you're going to jail.
Yeah. All right.
I might be saying it wrong, but I think it's Robbie Mladenich. Mladenich, yeah, something like that. Okay. But as a result of their short friendship, Mladenich was able to extensively speak to Joel Rifkin himself, meaning there's not a lot of guesswork when it comes to murder and disposal methods. However, as it always is with the last living witness, it's important to take Rifkin's claims, and especially his observations about himself, with a grain of salt.
I just always love a serial killer's version of themselves.
It's so funny.
Because you can tell a lot about them, what they think about their own crimes.
Right.
Yeah. See, if I were to compare Rifkin's interviews with Mladenich to anyone, they share quite a bit in common in tone with, as Henry said, Ed Kemper's disturbingly detached sessions with FBI profilers. But where Kemper comes off as somewhat academic, even highfalutin, Rifkin sounds more like a Long Island regular Joe, who talks about his murders with all the emotion and self-reflection of a guy who's recounting the last time he mowed his lawn.
Yeah, you tell me people don't take that super seriously in Long Island? People will cry if they get a perfect mow.
All I know is if I'm even an inch off with my HOA, this one time they came around, they grabbed my mother and they put her head in a fucking plastic bag.
That's what I'm saying.
And I was just like, whoa, can't we talk about this? Can't we talk about this? And they're like, if this grass doesn't come in half an inch, the fucking bitch dies.
She dies.
And I was like, fair?
Of course it's
because
fair.
I read the rules.
You did read the rules.
And,
but honestly, just fucking kill her. just fucking kill her. Okay.
Just mow the lawn, please, sir.
Honestly, I can't get to it till Tuesday. So.
But that's the thing. When you describe this, like I have a clear memory of the day that me and Carolina drove down to Amityville to go check out the DeFeo house, and that neighborhood is this. Like I can just imagine that. Like that just Long Island neighborhood. All these guys are all there.
They're all it's the same fucking schmool. Every guy, it's oh God, this documentary was so triggering to me. I've watched so many of these. I just remember being uncomfortably at the police station while my father and all of them were doing shots and I'm playing the Donkey Kong game. And it's just like, oh man.
Well, concerning sources, I also have to note that some of the stories that Mladenich told in his book differ wildly from how he later told the same stories in the aforementioned Oxygen documentary. Now, it could be that he obtained new information after the publication of his book that brought these stories into sharper focus. But considering how the editing in that doc was very choppy and obviously done for time, I think that Mlodinich was more likely directed to shorten or sweeten his stories by a producer. And considering how shoddy one-part true crime TV documentaries can be with facts and timelines, we're going to go with what Mlodinich wrote in the first place.
It's not, okay, hear me out now. It's not lying. It's not lying. We're trying to make a good show here.
Editing.
It's editing. Make a good show here.
It's one of the worst edited true crime documentaries I've ever seen. It's fucking nuts. It's like watching an episode of 90 Day Fiancé when the glasses of beer go from full to empty over the course of one conversation.
She found her man and now she's taken. I'm sorry, I was doing like a stinger from 90 Day Fiancé. They always do those horrible stingers. But I do appreciate any documentary where they let the serial killer run his mouth, because I just love seeing I like to see the way they recount the information.
60 Day Fiancé. There you go, you fucking assholes. I just made your next great show.
Yeah, man.
59 Day Fiancé.
Hey, man, that's one day less than 60.
Wow.
It really is, and that's really going to turn up the pressure.
It really will.
I mean, can you imagine
4-day
if those
fiance. Welcome to 4-day fiance. You got a fucking venue yet? Should have started a year ago.
Can you imagine how those two assholes from South Dakota would handle things if they only had 60 days instead of 90? I don't think Space Cash would have a hell of a whole lot to say and wouldn't be doing a very good job if they did.
Poor Space Cash, man. He's fucked. That pink cowboy is fucked.
I don't know.
So, without further ado,
sound like my father.
Space Cash is his bandmate. I think Jabri is the name of the man who dresses like a 6-year-old girl.
Yeah, fantastic.
Like Margot Robbie from the Barbie movie.
Awesome.
Yes, that was Carolina's observation. Jabri dresses like a little girl.
Fantastic. I love that show.
So, without further ado, let's get into the story of Joel Rifkin, starting with his childhood. Joel Rifkin.
Hey, how you doing? Come on down, Queens. Enjoy your life here. You can get a whole 6 yards of soup.
Wow, 6 yards of soup. Fantastic.
Well, Joel Rifkin was adopted by Jean and Bernard Rifkin in 1958, who found Joel through a service that placed Jewish children with Jewish families.
Oh.
This fact is interesting because it makes Joel Rifkin the only known truly Jewish serial killer outside of Harvey Glattman, who murdered 4 women in the 50s. The glamour girl.
What about Berkowitz?
David Berkowitz, we never knew. We don't really know.
No, we do know. Berkowitz was, people always put up Berkowitz as an example of a Jewish serial killer, but his name was not, he was not Jewish. Remember, his real name was like Dick Falco.
Yeah, Richard Falco.
Oh, yeah. Intriguing indeed.
Yeah. It's important to note that while both Rifkin and Berkowitz were adopted, Berkowitz was not, as I put it oh so long ago, a mother vagina Jew.
Mother vagina Jew means you get the card when you leave.
Fantastic.
But the thing is that when you leave the hospital today, you get the you're a Jewish card.
Oh,
but
okay.
Yes,
it's
if
like a
it's
driver's
not,
license.
Yeah. But so Rifkin, just want to say, mazel tov.
Okay, fantastic.
He did it.
There you go. Good job, buddy. He's the Sandy Koufax of serial killers.
But concerning Rifkin's adopted parents, they seem by all accounts to be perfectly normal, loving people with perfectly conventional lives who adopted not just Joel, but a girl named Jan 2 years later.
And that's their biggest crime.
What,
it's the
adopting
Joel and
children?
Jan.
Joel and Jan.
It's the two J names.
Yeah, it gets confusing after a while.
Yeah. Well, originally, the Rifkins lived in Rockland County, just north of New York City. But just after Joel turned 5, his father, an architect, got a new job, which necessitated a move to East Meadow, outside of Hempstead, on Long Island.
Yes, baby.
Long Island's a fine place.
Oh, yeah, dude. Franklin Square, dude.
I love Franklin Square.
Well, this, Joel claimed, was the moment that his life fell apart. Where in Rockland, he had friends and a beautiful wooded area for exploration, and it is beautiful up there. Long Island was a land of cruel bullies and unfair treatment.
And wait a second. Okay, he was fucking 5 years old.
This is what we're going to talk about this.
What 4-year-old is like, I got the gang with me. 4-year-olds don't give a shit.
He is such a little bitch that he talks about, he was like, those were the good days. Back before I could think.
You were 4.5 years old.
Before I could experience anything. That's when things were nice.
Oh my God.
Then as soon as I had all these things like society and
You were 6.
and other people and anything but my parents, that's when things were bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
poor you.
I mean, yeah, basically when Joel's life wasn't absolutely perfect in every single way, he would bring it back again and again in his interviews as one of the many reasons why he became a serial killer. And he used everything and everyone except himself as an excuse for his actions.
And this is not an exaggeration. Every single inconvenience, truly just an inconvenience that he had growing up, he has labeled as another reason why he's a serial killer.
Yeah.
He's just such a wormy little fuck that like he could have done anything in his life. He could have done anything.
To steal another Seinfeld quote, fragile.
That's from A Christmas Story.
Fantastic.
That's from A Christmas Story.
Christmas Story about nothing.
And also, you didn't say it right. It's I think it's fragile. Fragile.
Fragile?
Oh, it must be Italian.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for example,
that's egregious.
No, that
an
was
egregious mistake.
Egregious.
Well, for an example of a mountain being made out of a molehill, when Joel arrived in Long Island, he missed the cutoff for kindergarten. So by the time he began school, he was a year older than everyone else, which was somehow a tragedy from which there was no return.
You get to bonk him on your head.
No, I was set up and set back by conspiratorial powers beyond my control.
No, it's just paperwork, man. We just didn't get it in on time.
I have been gamed since day one.
Also,
to fail.
My mother didn't put me into kindergarten until I was like 7 because she just wanted to hang out.
Yeah, and she breastfed you until you were like 15.
No, that's untrue. That's a non-truth. See, I told the truth, and then you told a non-truth.
You're fighting so hard. It
Isn't that
sounds like it's
interesting?
true. The harder you fight, the more true it sounds.
It just doesn't matter. I got to skip 5th grade because of it.
Breastfeeding?
No, because I went to kindergarten late.
Did that take into account all of the times your mother took you out of school because she thought the apocalypse was coming?
Great thing about Catholic school is you pay to go.
Yeah, so they just
So they're just like, I mean, literally, I'll just be like, Mom, you fucking pay these people.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't matter.
Now, to be fair, Joel was bullied from the time he moved to Long Island until he graduated high school. And considering some of the interactions I've had with certain strong islanders over the last 15 or so years I've lived in this area, I'd imagine it was particularly cruel.
No, but
they can be.
At some point, you wake up and you say, today's the day. And then you confront the bully, and then you become part of the bully blob. And then it goes down as you were talking about. It goes downhill, but he didn't do it. That's part of maturing.
Every once in a while, the bully group is correct. Yeah. And it's very rare. It's very rare.
Very rare.
I mean, you still shouldn't bully the weird kid, no matter how annoying he may be. You should.
No, because you know why? Because sometimes you can turn around and fucking kill everybody.
Absolutely.
So you really need to these days, you kind of have to be like, hey, how you doing, weirdo? I mean, like, you can still call him weirdo. You can be like, hey, you're fucking weird, right? You want a soda? Hey, let's go. Let's drive him once around our cool car so we can feel like, choose the song, weirdo. Yeah, it's your day. Good, I won't learn your name. I don't want to know your name.
No, name's Weirdo Sullivan.
So they named you weirdo.
I thought you knew.
All right, we're gonna drop you off here. Have a good one.
Not so. Oh,
I'm gonna give you 5 stars on Yelp.
Fantastic.
But conversely, being bullied doesn't justify murder, or really any negative behavior that comes as a result of the trauma that all three of us still bitterly harbor. Now, Joel believed that because he was immediately targeted by the class bully, he became a target for all bullies from then on. Because according to him, if you wanted to establish your reputation as a tough guy, your first step was to go beat up little Joey Rifkin, almost as if he was the Glass Joe of his elementary school.
No, you can't beat me. Come on, you can't beat me.
That's just round 1 on Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I actually disagree with the bullies here. You got to go one step up. You can't just pick on the little guy all the time.
I mean, Joel Rifkin is incorrect. That's what I think. I think that he just he immediately decided this, woe is me, I'm at the bottom of the pack, and you all put me here.
Well, I think the optimal word is he decided, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. That's why.
You know what? Oh, this guy would have loved Jordan Peterson.
He would have. I think he would have been Jordan Peterson's assistant.
Yeah. All I do is eat red meat. Don't I do? You look like a fucking ghoul.
Well, Joel also believed that his intense feelings of inadequacy came because he failed his adopted father in his athletic abilities. See, Joel's father was a former collegiate football player, but Joel said that when he was a kid, he had as much of a chance of catching the ball with his face as he did his hands.
And again,
who cares?
I was not athletic either.
It doesn't matter.
My father watched me with my mother's dress around my head on the treadmill, singing the Phantom songs. And yeah, sure, he was disappointed.
That's kind of athletic, though.
But you know, he didn't see it quite like that. But my father wasn't athletic either, so there wasn't a lot of pressure. It was just more just like, I guess he fucking reads. Like it was more of that vibe, you know. I guess that's what he does.
Yeah, I mean, I could see Joel Rifkin's adopted father trying to throw the football to his son, and his son's just not getting it, and just his father just sits there with his hands on his hips, looking at the ground, shaking his head, just saying, Jesus fucking Christ.
Everyone has their thing, though. I know someone in my personal family. My grandfather did not want any of his kids to play sports because he hated football, because he thought it was too dangerous. And then, so that was a whole thing where it's like, I wasn't allowed to play sports. It's like, I was forced to play sports. There's no right answer here. Other than do not kill 17 women.
That's the right answer. But again, his father, Joel's adopted father, was kind of like, he was a man's man, but not, he was the opposite of John Wayne Gacy's father. Yeah. Where he didn't like zero in on his problems. Like, he didn't start to like attack his own son the way John Wayne Gacy's father did, but he just didn't know what to do with him. Like,
he's frustrated.
He was deeply, deeply frustrated, and you know, he was a pillar of his community. He made a lot of money. He was successful, college educated. Like, he was respected amongst the community. Right. And then your son's Joel Rifkin.
Yeah.
And it's just that. Like, it's not like he became Joel Rifkin. He didn't become the character of Joel Rifkin. It's like Joel Rifkin. It's like he flopped out the pussy Joel Rifkin, and then that's your son.
Yeah.
Here's your sign.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's like his dad would try to show him how to do math problems. The kid couldn't get it. Like,
I used to openly weep during the math problems. Now, you know what? I have this little fucking machine right here in my hand that can do all the math problems for me. Teacher that lied to me. I had a teacher who taught typewriting class saying computers were going to go out of style. Bitch, you lied to me.
Triggered.
I am triggered.
Deeply triggered. But yes, I do remember when a high school teacher did tell me, well, it's not like you're going to walk around every day with a calculator in your pocket.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm gonna go kill 7.
Yeah, he's gone now.
Damn.
Well, whenever Joel would try to play sports with the other kids, and this is according to Joel's mother, the other kids wouldn't let him join in. So Joel would retreat upstairs and watch them from his window, where he became isolated and weird.
I don't want the world to see me.
Guys,
I don't think that they'd understand.
You know, Rudolph became the leader at some point.
When everything's meant to be broken.
How many people?
It's horrible what happened to him. It's horrible the way they taught him. Again, this is how you know this crime happened in Long Island, because it's horrible.
Goo goo doll indeed.
Wasn't that the song that you would sing to yourself when the girls didn't talk to you, Henry?
Yes, when I didn't understand
you know what
that
song I would sing?
But they didn't understand that one day they would see my value.
Clearly, I remember picking on the boy.
Oh yeah, that's
the harmless little fuck.
Well, Joel's childhood nickname was Turtle,
that's not
because
bad.
he was always a little
Entourage.
slow when it came to everything.
Yeah, but Turtle is that's not bad.
Yeah,
it is not bad.
No. It's not bad at all. With Joel, even though he did have a supposedly high IQ, about the only things that made sense were horticulture and photography. They were both things that he learned from his mother.
Fantastic. Those are two very interesting, intricate things.
Yeah. That being said, even in childhood, Joel claimed to have frequent violent fantasies. By the time he reached junior high, his most frequent fantasy was a reenactment of a scene from Alfred Hitchcock's Frenzy. In that particular scene, a woman is strangled with a necktie after she refuses the advances of a man, and Joel said that he felt a particular joy in watching the look of fear and desperation in the eyes of the victim as the killer finished the job.
I think that his fantasy life began very, very early.
Yeah.
And this comes up several times in his interviews. Like, he talks about Frenzy still.
Yeah.
And it left an indelible mark, and he never stopped, and it just ramped up immediately as soon as he started thinking like this.
Yeah.
But he just didn't separate like the fact that that's a movie and not real life.
No.
I think it's just that his fantasy, they say that these fantasies aren't created by movies or video games or TV shows or anything like that. It's just that when seeing it on screen, it solidified the fantasies that he already had. He was already having these fantasies. He's already thinking about it. It's just now he kind of has a go-to. It's like how you can always picture people in your head having sex, but, it's always better to just watch pornography.
Yeah, it can be. And then Tiger Woods, he didn't know he was going to be a star golfer until his father taped that putter into his hands.
Yep.
And then he saw, I'm a star golfer.
Tiger Dad.
Yeah. Now, it could very well be that having constant violent fantasies rolling around in his head might have made Joel Rifkin a weird hang, because people can sometimes pick up on shit like that. But even outside of Joel's inner world, he made decisions in high school that must have been like fucking catnip to his Long Island bullies.
The thing, it just gets to a point, like, are you doing these things on purpose? Like, is it just about getting any attention that you can get?
Yeah.
That is something that was said about Joel many times, that he was all about getting attention. Didn't matter if it was negative attention or positive attention. It's just all about attention at all times.
That's all I used to do. That's why I shorted out the entire computer lab with one of those little paper clips.
Yeah, but that's fun. That's pranks.
It was pranks, but people were working on their homework, and then they were like, I lost all my homework. And I was like, why are you doing homework? And it really aggravated a lot of people. But then it was a split, 50-50 down the line. A lot of people laughed. And then the people who were really trying to work hard at school were not happy.
It's weird. It seems to be almost a mirror of his professional life.
Hey, man. Whatever.
Well, when Joel's backpack fell apart when he was in high school, he became the kid who brought a suitcase to school.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not that bad either.
It's just Long Island. It's hard to describe.
I actually think in Long Island it fits in more than it would in Wisconsin.
No, you honestly truly don't understand. There, it's very like, there's something about an Eastern Coast school. There's something about that time period too, where like, because my bullies were like that too. It's just any single thing that set you off socially in any way, shape, or form that allowed you to like stand out at all, they would just hammer you for it.
Yeah.
And he knew that. You knew the rules at some point. You knew to not show up with your, with your fun, new, stupid nerd thing, because then you just get the shit beat out of you.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It's not that weird.
It's also with the bully thing, like in the Long Island, it's like a hyper masculinity thing. It's like everyone's trying to one up each other as far as who can be the most masculine, who can be the biggest asshole, who can be the fucking strongest dog.
I don't know what's not masculine about a briefcase, but that's all I'm saying.
Well, Rifkin then tried taking up violin, which also got him bullied.
Now you're going to get bullied.
Well, I was told I was too fat to play the violin.
Wait, what?
Yeah, and a music teacher said, he'd be like, "You're too fat. No, neck fat. It spreads all over the frets."
And look at you now. You haven't killed anybody that we know of.
I've never once touched an instrument ever since.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And when Joel ill-advisedly ran for student body president, he lamented that he only got 20 votes. But that, in my opinion, that ain't bad at all for the school abuse unit. It really ain't bad.
No.
It is not. He had 20 people say, yes, we want you to be our leader, Joel Rifkin.
Those were joke votes, though.
Who gives a shit? That's what happened with Trump.
I know, but that's a problem. It is the problem.
Well, from there, Joel tried joining the track team, thinking that joining would automatically give him a sort of gang that might protect him. Instead, the track team started bullying him, giving him swirlies. They gave him swirlies. They'd stuff things in his mouth. They stuffed underwear in his mouth. They stuffed a dead chicken in his mouth once.
Yeah.
All right, it's not. I had the dime drill. I did some more.
But the truth is that it was also
treatment
the trophy.
Yeah, but it was also just because he was bad at running.
Well, that's kind of what I was wondering, because he doesn't seem very tall. He doesn't seem like a marathoner.
Well, that's the thing. The track team, you can always throw a kid on like the 800 or the mile, and it's going to take him a really long time to run the mile. And then if he finishes, he gets the pity claps at the end.
That's
like
great.
The last
Those are also claps. You guys aren't understanding. Those are real claps. Those are real votes. Those are real reactions. You're soliciting real human reactions.
Well, a part of it is he knows that he's deeply unpopular. Yeah. So the fact that he would go and then run for president on the troll ticket, like literally that's what he did. So he's leaning in.
Vote for Joel. He's the troll. That's great.
Again, he wasn't as good as that.
Yeah.
Now, eventually, Joel did manage to get a girlfriend. And in fact, Joel never seemed to have a problem getting a girlfriend, no matter how weird he got. But when the track team found out about Joel's new relationship, they did their best to ruin it. See, Joel had a job at the library. And one day, when the track team knew that his girlfriend was meeting him at work, they waited for him outside with eggs and cans of shaving cream.
Now, this is so New York. That is so specifically New York, because I had that happen to me multiple times where they would threaten, they'd freeze the eggs, right? So they'd be like rocks.
That's actually better.
They go hang out there. It was rough, but they would, again, unfortunately, you got to walk out and take it. That's kind of how that's what the game is. You got to walk out and Che Guevara that shit.
You
or you got to
really
take
do.
it in the face.
You really do.
When Joel exited the building, they pelted him with eggs and covered him in cream. And his new girlfriend just sat back and laughed, which was
it's quite
the end
humorous
of that particular romance.
It's the definition of comedy, having somebody smash an egg on your head.
Yeah.
It's a social media meme now.
But at this point, she was already in on the game, and then he called his father to come pick him up.
Yeah.
That is, what else are you going to do?
It's just, it didn't help him.
Well, that's the thing, is that's Mladenich told it two different ways. In one way, he got covered in eggs and cream, and and that was that. And then the other version,
his father
didn't walk, like he just looked and saw that they were waiting for him, and so he called up his dad, and he came and picked him up.
Oh yeah,
I bet you the latter happened. I can see the latter happening.
I can see him just staying inside and waiting until his father came and picked him up. But then your father. Oh, Jesus Christ. He's got to walk through the line of kids with the eggs and shaving cream. He's like, you guys you gonna shave and cream and egg my son? That's kind of funny. Let me go get him.
His father could have stood up for him a little bit there.
Oh, he did multiple times.
Okay. Yeah. No, he really did. No, they had to go, and like they would actually, his mother would go, he would go, like, and talk to other parents and talk to other kids and say, like, just fucking give him a break. Come on, man. Give him a fucking break. And no one ever would.
A group of kids did the thing that they did to me, where they pulled his pants down and laugh at his penis, and then he was going to go tell the school, but then Joel's father was like, "I'll handle it," and went to go talk to all the parents' kids, because he's also was like a big man, so he'd like threaten them, and
then Joel went to all the kids, and he pulled down all of their pants, and he looked at their penises, and then he did have to serve some time, but the message was given though.
Yeah. Well, the final straw when it came to the track team was when Joel admitted during a game of Truth or Dare that he liked a particular girl. Yeah, you don't never do that.
Don't give him nothing. Don't give them anything. They're already
know.
The thing is, no. Yes, he did.
No,
he was
because
actively being tortured by them.
But
they
he must have been excited to be part of the game.
Well, that's the thing, is that you at one point, like, you have to drop out. That's what I realized. Like, I realized around like 6th, 7th grade, like that's when I realized with when my friends turned into bullies after about a year or two of that, I realized, like, I just got to drop out, man. I got to not have any friends. I got to be a fucking loner. Like, I got to drop out. I got to not give them anything. I got to avoid them. Like, that's just, you got to drop out completely.
You're talking about, you've turned that into serial killer training school, which is what Milanovic says. It was that he spent so long figuring out how to evade all the bullies. He became invisible.
I don't know.
He trained every single moment of his life. He knew when someone was coming, he could hear the footsteps. He knew how to avoid it, and it's slipping the cracks.
Officer MacLeod, is it possible you just weren't looking for him because you didn't care about sex workers?
Invisible.
Okay, I'm just wondering.
Yeah, it certainly did. This whole like invisible thing certainly didn't help him from getting scammed by sex workers for fucking years upon years upon years.
He did it on purpose too.
Invisible.
We'll get into that because he did that on purpose as well.
Well, after Joel admitted to liking a particular girl, he was shoved into the girls' locker room and got pinned against the wall by a shot putter, while another kid wrote Joel's name and unspecified sexual phrases on the girls' locker.
Like butt.
What if it worked?
Ass.
What if she was like, oh my God, Joel does love me?
No, but he had to go and find because she didn't know that he had a crush on her. So then he went into the yellow pages, found her number, preemptively called her, told her, hey, I have a crush on you. And these men, they went over there and they wrote butt and ass on your locker. and the whole time she's like, why are you calling me? Who are you? First of all, like, I barely know you in the hallways. Like, how'd you get my number? And then now she's creeped out. Now she's bullying him because she's just like, you just need to just not loop me in.
Yeah. And after that incident, Joel did fight back just a little bit by pushing a boy into a locker and threatening further violence. Just a tiny little bit.
Here we go.
But even though nothing further happened in reality, Joel's violent fantasies were only getting stronger and more elaborate, as they often do with serial killers during late adolescence, which is why you should always talk about it before it gets out of hand.
Just tell somebody, even if it gets you into a square for a while, like just tell somebody and get it out of the way.
Well, hopefully it doesn't get you into a square there. This is the definition of like, I'm going to kill you all. I'm going to kill every one of you motherfuckers. What was that, Joel?
I mean, I do that all day, but I do that in the comfort of my home.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
Well, Rifkin would fantasize about making sex slaves out of women, all while he threw darts at their bodies or shot them full of arrows. He had a piercing fetish. In other fantasies, he'd make women fight each other to the death.
The way he talked about it, though, he's like, because Miladovich, he's like, so in your fantasies, there's women, are they always fighting to the death? And he's just like, no, sometimes they'd fight it was like a competition, one pin the other. Like it was something like that, and they wouldn't always kill each other, but sometimes they would. Like, just the way he just
sounds like the early 90s UFC fights they used to have. Although I don't think women were fighting at that point, but now they are, and they'll kick your fucking ass.
They will.
Yeah. Strangely, though, Joel said that no one ever screamed in his fantasies, even when they involved the student athletes that made his life a living hell. Instead, his imagined victims would always take the punishment passively, which I think further establishes the fact that Joel saw other people as nothing more than objects.
Absolutely. He can't see a personality in 3D.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Now, after graduating high school, Joel decided that he didn't want to go to college as a virgin.
Yeah, he's this weird, like Animal House version of.
But that's not. That's
sexuality.
But that was fairly common. I think that's still a very common trope.
I suppose so.
I guess.
It's like he believes he lives in Porky's, but not really. Like it's a bizarre version.
Another part of his wrestling fantasy was he's like, because my problem is that this is true. This is from his interview.
Yeah.
He's like, my parents didn't really explain to me how the birds and the bees work. So, like, you'd say that they were, like, fucking each other to death. My problem was that I didn't know how sex worked. So, mostly, I just kind of imagined them rubbing each other and just kind of figuring out, like, because I thought that you peed inside the woman.
Oh, actually, there was a kid in 6th grade that asked that question during sex ed. And then, of course, obviously, the answer was no.
Yeah.
Unless you're trying to have a real wild time there, but that's not how you get someone pregnant.
No, that's how you have a Jared Kushner.
So you're expecting his parents to, just before they have sex with each other, be like, Joel, come in here.
Now look at you right now. Your father's a very important man. Your father's actually a very well-established man in the neighborhood, so that's why I feel I'm the most qualified to show you how to fuck your mother.
So you see here, my legs are like this. Joel, like this, Joel.
What we do is that I get on my back and stick up my legs and I get super hard. Your mother, she inserts my penis in her vagina, but she then backs her hips behind my ass. So it's kind of like she's fucking me.
Get it?
Fantastic. Well, since he had little chance of going about it in the conventional way, Joel began his lifelong habit of visiting sex workers picked up off the street at $20 to $30 a pop. Now, at first, Joel's pickups were relatively harmless, in that he participated in a transaction of sex for money that any two consenting adults should be allowed to participate in. But eventually, Joel became addicted to sex workers, to the point where it was akin to an obsessive hobby that took up to 4 hours each night when he went to troll the streets of sometimes Brooklyn and Queens, but mostly Manhattan.
He is a
lot of time.
The way he posited it was that he said that he was addicted to the night. And that's how we started. That is what he said. He's like, there was something about the movements. You got the headlights and it's squish, squish, squish. That's when there's things on the ground and you're walking. And then you hear the tinkle, tinkle, tinkle. It's the rain. And then
it's nighttime, yeah.
Nighttime. And it's so dark. And you're just like, why am I wearing sunglasses? I can't even see anything.
Well, the future's not very bright.
You're a funny guy.
Thank you.
Well, when Joel went out, he would pick up a woman, interview her, then decide whether or not he wanted to go forth with the transaction. This, according to Joel, was standard practice in the street sex work game, which sounds much more complicated in reality than the quick pick-up, drop-off scenario that we've come to think of it as.
He would also, he'd get involved with their lives,
Yeah.
which is true, which is probably good and bad, because he would insinuate himself in their lives and then kind of like he really did show up all the time and became a known quantity in various, I don't know if we even use the term red light districts. I don't even think that's how you do, like, what the term was. I'm so poisoned by true crime documentaries this week because it's all just like, and he decided to go down to the hooker realm. Like, I heard the word hooker so many times in the last week. If I took a shot for every time I heard the word, I'd be dead.
So he's like downtown Manhattan before it was all Disney-fied and all that stuff.
Well, I mean, the East Village is a big pickup point for him.
Okay.
Like Allen Street near the bottom of the Williamsburg Bridge, like Lower East Side. He's going to Atlantic Avenue in Brooklyn, which, probably around like the Crown Heights area.
Oh, yeah.
And he probably went to Long Island City fairly often because Long Island City used to be like a big pickup point for street sex workers. I think right the bridge there. But yeah, he knows all the spots, but a lot of it is Lower East Side and East Village.
But he is a template. It's so weird. It is to the fucking minute almost between Gary Ridgway and Robert Pickton. They are very, very similar.
Was Kuklinski working at the same time in that area? Or
No,
was he
Kuklinski was more
before?
like Graham Avenue, right? In Brooklyn?
Well, I thought he killed
Brooklyn
that,
and
didn't
then
he kill
Jersey.
that random person in the Lower East Side?
He did.
That was near Battery Park. That was on the west side.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, and then he was in Jersey and Pennsylvania.
Either way, there was a lot going on.
Yeah.
in the city.
Yeah. No, that's the thing about what I said at the very beginning of the episode. He's got the most kills of anyone that we know of. Because what we do know, we've talked about it like many times in the past, brought it up many times in the past, is that in the 90s in South Central LA, they think that there were no less than 5 serial killers operating at the same time. None of them were ever caught. And so with 2,000 murders in New York City,
no way there's not multiple serial killers operating in the area at the same time.
Right.
And that's just 2,000 murders. Because remember, a lot of Rifkin's victims were never identified, and they never would have been counted had Rifkin not led police to the bodies, or had he not just said, like, yeah, I dumped her in the river. Who knows where the fuck she is now?
Yeah. Like that Richard Marx song. I swear
Sunglasses
I left her by
at
the
night?
No, I swear I left her by the river. I swear I left her by the river.
I hate the
and
songs
I'm
that
mighty
Kissel
proud
knows.
of that ragged old flag.
All the songs that Kissel knows are all about death.
No, they're not.
It's death and the flag.
And the flag. Right.
Oh, and Little Toes.
Little toes.
That's it. That's all.
Big old butt. I actually forgot that. I forgot the lyrics to that one.
He didn't even remember that one bit he did.
Well, big old butt and little toes.
Well, when sex work was brought down to its most basic function, Joel said that it's like an assembly line where the deed could be done within 2 or 3 minutes once he decided on a girl.
Jeez.
For him, this transaction was the perfect situation considering how awkward he was in conventional social situations.
That must have been
2 to 3 minutes.
But that must have been even awkward for the sex worker. Literally,
you can make a hot pocket You can make a hot pocket faster.
He literally would just he'd get him in the car, he'd get him in the car, and then just open up his pants and come immediately. And be like, all right, bye.
Wow.
But that was once he's decided on a girl, because he would talk to them for a long time. He would interview them. Sometimes he'd hang out with them all day long.
Oh,
but,
my goodness.
He liked
them. I get it, though. I get the idea of liking. I understand that life.
That's fine.
He viewed himself, what he said, he was lost to the city, that he would throw himself onto the mercy of the streets, quote unquote, like that was his thing, where he'd go out there and see what would happen and he'd mix it up, because he went from, we'll talk about how little his life was in his quote unquote normal life. There he was a known quantity.
It just feels like it's the Kentucky Derby with this guy. It's all talk, and then the fucking race is 90 seconds.
I mean,
you sound like an old woman at the bar. Like you just sound.
If I talk to you, oh my God, the horniest. Dude, these MILFs and GILFs out there are the horniest women you'll ever meet in your life. And I'll tell you one thing: if you talk to them for 2 hours, they're expecting 4 hours of hardcore banging. Swear to, these are not. They're 2.5 minutes. They'll kill your ass.
I don't know.
But I mean, the more that Joel Rifkin looked at sex work as an assembly line, the less he looked at sex workers as actual human beings. And over the course of many years, they became, in essence, disposable objects in every way. It's like how some people treat waitstaff like shit because they don't see them as people.
Well, for him, it was the expression of an urge, and it was never about them. It was all about him, just like the naughtiness of doing the transaction. But once that began to grow stale, he had to amp up.
Yeah. Now, after high school, Joel attended SUNY Brockport, nicknamed SUNY Jockport because it produced a high number of physical education degrees.
Well, that's going to be a great place for him.
Yeah. It's the worst fucking choice he could make, considering his history of getting bullied by the more athletic kids. The worst fucking choice.
You're just surrounded by gym teachers.
Yeah, he needed to go to Pratt. I think we can all agree. He needed to go to Pratt.
Well, Ben, you might be interested to know that SUNY Brockport was actually the alma mater of both Bill and Jeff Van Gundy.
Oh, I love Jeff Van Gundy. That is fantastic. Of course, one of the greatest coaches the Knicks ever had. He's no Pat Riley, but certainly a Pat Riley acolyte. And he did try to take down Alonzo Mourning, but he did lose.
No, nobody cares.
Jeff Van Gundy, one of the greatest commentators in the NBA.
I care because that's why I brought it up. I wanted to give him that.
How do you reach these kids? And you look at him and you were like, I actually felt like I was Kissel's elementary school teacher or something where you drew two circles on the board and he's like, circles are kind of like boobies. You're like boobies. You're right, Benjamin. You've made a connection.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know I did. Yeah, Jeff Van Gundy, fantastic.
And that's how we teach him geometry.
Yes, indeed.
But even when Joel managed to somehow attract a live-in girlfriend during his early college years, he still visited sex workers as often as he could and spent money he didn't have to feed his addiction. As he put it, he'd get paid on Friday, and by Monday, he'd be asking to borrow money for gas.
Oh, I see. He didn't unfurl an IOU, being like, that's as good as money.
That's as good as money. No, he was addicted to this, and I see a lot of this in the series I watch on YouTube, Soft White Underbelly. Like, there was a lot of that, where this idea of like, whatever money you have, you spend it fucking immediately on all of your vices, and you blow it out until you have nothing.
That gives me so much anxiety just thinking about it.
Very scary.
In a specific example, Joel and his girlfriend got into a fight because Joel spent $16 on an old photo of Teddy Roosevelt at an antiques expo.
That's kind of a cool photo.
Yeah, it's a very cool photo, yeah. And his girlfriend flipped out because they were having a hard time even making rent. If you can't make rent, you don't have the disposable income for old photos of fucking Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah. You just don't. You just don't. It's like not in the budget this month.
Almost like $100 for that time period. Yeah, it's a little much.
It's a bit much, but yeah, around $50, yeah. What his girlfriend didn't know, though, was that they weren't able to make rent because Joel was spending all his money on cum. And he'd spent $50 just the week before on girls. And about this, Joel later remarked, quote,
"If she knew I blew 50 when she's a banshee about $16, whoa."
Well, I don't think it would be about the money then, Joel. I think it would be all the women you're having sex with that aren't your girlfriend, and she might, unless you guys have a relationship deal.
I hear a big, ugly man flapping his gums, and I don't see a man who's not like me, an avenger of the night.
Okay.
I'm in the night. I'm on the curb. I go to the bodega. Oh, look,
it's
they
just
got
the
water
night
there.
But you have nothing to do with it. It's just the night. You happen to be out in the night.
During the day, it's blue, sure, but at night, it's black.
I don't. It doesn't make you any cooler, but okay.
Honk, honk. That was a car. That's a car. Make a car sound.
Honk, honk.
No, you don't. That's my noise now. I am of the night.
No.
Honk, honk.
You don't take my honk, honk.
That tells him that really does tell you a lot about him, though, is that it doesn't register that his girlfriend would be more upset about him having sex with other women. All it registers is she yelled at me about buying this stupid photo, so she would be more mad about me spending money than she would be about, having, sex without a condom.
I'm actually a little bit surprised he didn't blow his cover, but be like, oh, $16 for this? You should see how much money I spent on these women. Well, you'd be really upset, like, because he didn't seem to know that she would be mad about that?
It's because he's invisible.
Okay.
And he can do
his
this
mustache is not invisible.
But the truth is that he was separating his life. That was a different dude to him. That's how he does. Like, you see this from now on. Like, that was all being done by somebody else. That he was sort of like watching from afar in a way.
Right.
Yeah. But because Joel was visiting sex workers picked up from the street and having unsafe sex so often, he started developing a wide array of sexually transmitted diseases. Eventually, he had dime and nickel-sized lesions on the back of his throat, which caused drooling and 104-degree temperature. This, as I know from experience, is what happens when you first contract oral herpes.
Woohoo!
And it is indeed highly unpleasant when you first get it. But even after catching this embarrassing yet relatively harmless disease, I got a cold sore right now, and in full fucking disclosure.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
You're so brave about it.
Thank you. I'm very brave about it. I got a cold sore. I've got acne for the first time in 20 years, and I don't know why. I do not look healthy.
I would say,
ladybug.
You know what you are? You're a herpes American.
Absolutely.
And I want to say welcome.
Absolutely welcome.
But even after this whole fucking debacle, Joel never slowed down his habit.
Well, it's because he acted like it was no fucking big deal. Like when he got it, like he was like, yeah, I got this fucking thing wrong with my mouth. I'm like, I don't know what it is. Yeah, I'm having a bunch of unprotected sex with a bunch of sex workers that are filled with heroin. But I don't understand what I'm getting. I'm like sick.
Yeah.
Like he couldn't.
A little bonus, I guess.
He didn't understand.
Yeah. Now, when Joel went to college, he joined the journalism program and became a fairly talented photographer. Remember, he learned photography from his mother. There, he met another journalism student named Robert Mlodinich, who is the author of today's main source.
Oh.
See, Mlodinich was writing an article for a magazine called Hank Kaplan's Worldwide Boxing Digest.
I'm Hank Kaplan, and if there's somebody punching somebody's face in any way in Long Island, we are covering it.
I love it. Honestly,
get the scoop. I heard a punch outside. I heard a punch.
Dude, that is a great magazine right there.
Oh yeah, man. And the article was about an undefeated junior middleweight boxer named Rocky Fratto.
He's gonna be the #1 junior middleweight from Long Island to Jersey City champion that this magazine has ever covered.
I can't wait to read the article.
Well, to go along with his words, Mlodinich tapped Joel Rifkin to take photos. They're both a part of the SUNY Brockport journalism program, so yeah, why not? Okay. And apparently they hit it off. Like Mlodinich was like, no, he's a good guy, because they were both from Long Island, and they were both kind of loners. Now, the boxing match itself was between Rocky Fratto and a man named Steve, the fighting school teacher, Michael Rhea.
Tell me this isn't your actual profession without telling me this isn't your actual profession.
Can you actually just put the fighting school teacher, not just the school teacher?
Yes.
By the end of the match, though, Fratto was declared the winner, which was an unpopular decision with the crowd.
Wow.
Before long, trash and chairs were being thrown into the ring, and audience members tried climbing into the ring to beat the shit out of both Rocky Fratto and the judges.
Fucking Long Island trash. That's what this is all about.
ECW.
Rifkin, meanwhile, tried hiding under the ring during the fracas, but eventually he did poke his head out to take a few pictures of the mini riot.
Yeah, this is you step back, take the pictures from the back. No one messes with the photographer. I'm press. That'll get you out of that. You won't get killed in a war zone.
I think they still get killed in war zones sometimes.
Yeah, that journalist very recently got killed in the war zone.
You got to yell it.
That's why
I'm press.
That's why if I got into journalism, I would be in the restaurant review group.
Absolutely.
Well, this boxing match, Mlodinich said, was among the last times he saw Joel Rifkin before Rifkin was revealed as a serial killer well over a decade later.
But I tell you what, in the 2 weeks that I knew Joel, he had become my best friend.
Enough to write a full book about it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. In any way you're trying to cash in on your relationship? Or...
Hey!
No.
How dare you say something like that to me?
If I knew someone for 2 weeks, I wouldn't write a book about him, but okay.
Well, I mean, his tone about his relationship with Joel Rifkin did definitely change between the book and the documentary. In the book, it's like, yeah, we did this thing together, and the documentary is like, my friend Joel Rifkin. Joel Rifkin was a friend of mine, and
he was a friend of mine.
You don't expect a friend of yours to be a fucking serial killer. Like you just don't expect that from a friend, a friend that you have, like I have with Joel Rifkin. He's friend.
He's my buddy. He's like a guy you go and do friend activities with, like a buddy. All of a sudden, this buddy of mine, this friend of mine,
right?
Is a serial killer.
Only in Long Island, you're like, yeah, I didn't really like him that much, but I found out he was a serial killer. He's my friend.
He's a friend of mine. Well, I know this guy. He killed a lot of women, so I know exactly what you're going through.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least the other guy in the documentary that they interviewed that lived across the street from Joel, the guy who's now in the New York ska jazz ensemble.
Oh my God! Wait, what?
One of my favorite quotes. This is one of my favorite quotes because he
lived across the street from Joel growing up, and man, he's in the documentary wearing his New York ska jazz ensemble T-shirt. You know, they're legit. They've been around since '94. They've been playing gigs in the fucking East Village forever. Like
I'm gonna
around.
post it. I have a picture of this dude, but he was still one of my favorite because he's like, this is the thing, right? He goes like, would you believe my ma, and this is true, she hired Joel Rifkin, right, to cut the trees. Thing is, he'd be so tired out there living the La Vida hooker or doing whatever he's doing, he'd fall asleep in the truck.
He would fall asleep with it. What a story that is.
Yeah, but that's like
that's
why
amazing.
That's why he was on the documentary. Yeah, I knew Joel. He lives across the street from me. He was super fucking weird. And then I realized my friend is a serial killer.
Wow, that's crazy. That's amazing. And then you got some ska to sing for us, I hear. It's unbearable.
I'm scat guy.
Oh, it's scat.
I do the scat part of it. The guy goes next to me. I don't know how to make. I don't know how to make these kind of fucking woodwind noises. And then I go next to him and I go.
Right. It's just such an offensive form of music.
Jazz ska ensemble.
I don't even want to think about it.
Well, he also, he didn't just live across the street from me. He did say, like, one time we was in the fucking Lower East Side and I had my fucking instrument with me. I walked and I saw Joe and he was in the fucking car and he was in there with his girl. And I was like, hey, Joe, what the fuck's going on? Yo, bro, hey, look at me. And then he like fucking drove off because he was like kind of embarrassed. And I thought maybe like, did he fucking kill that broad? I don't know.
Maybe he fucking killed that broad. But the thing is, same time though, I didn't want to embarrass him while he was on a date.
No, of course you don't. You have a big concert to go perform at. I love it. You can really tap your big toe to that.
I can't skank anymore. My spine was fused in 1997.
That's for the best. That's for the best. Yeah.
Now, even though Joel had a hard time holding on to a job, he did get hired at one of the New York metro area's mini Record World stores, which is a music chain that went bankrupt in the early 90s. Interestingly, MacLeod pointed out in his book that while Joel Rifkin was completely calm and detached when he talked about his many murders, he became, quote, downright unstable and overwhelmed when it came to talking about his stint at Record World.
Dude, he could not handle retail.
What? Yeah. He was sad what happened?
Retail's tough. Retail's not good. I mean,
I know retail is tough.
I worked in retail, but you could live your life. He just fell apart. Like, we'll go through it.
Now, Joel was on a management track when he was first hired, but he never showed up on time, and he had no idea how to do accounting or paperwork.
Well, this is where it starts to build, because he's like, so I know. I was like, oh, this is the thing, all right? I got a way in a Record World, right? But I knew. I was like, I need some kind of career. So I got to get on a management track. I figure I get in
How
there.
did you get on that?
I'm like, they love me. Look at me. They love me. And it's like, so I went in there. I wanted to be an assistant manager. Okay. And then I go from that. I go to main manager, then district manager. Then I go all the way up the chain, right? I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
But the thing is that unfortunately, what it seems to be is I cannot write on a piece of paper. I look at a form and it just sort of turns into spider webs. And he had some kind of learning disability. I don't know what it was.
He was dyslexic. He was definitely dyslexic, yeah.
But it was a reverse of it. It was like a rebirth of his high school shit. Because he's like, next thing I know, it's like, I can't fill out all of these end-of-day reports. So my main manager has to come and check it. Then the district manager's now coming, and then all of a sudden I'm doing these reports, and I got 3 or 4 guys, right? And they're looking over my shoulder, looking at the reports, and they're saying like, "Hey, you got to fill out all these closing reports, right?" And I started feeling like it sort of reminded me of my father and what I had to go through with my father in high school.
Right. Maybe a day labor job would be good for you.
Actually, that's what he ended up doing.
Oh, fantastic.
Eventually. Yeah, he came upon that conclusion on his own. According to Joel, though, in another example of the world doing him dirty, he was fired from Record World after being falsely accused, or he says falsely accused, of selling a friend an armload of albums using Joel's employee discount.
Because then he said, because he was like,
that's very nice to do, actually.
The week before, I tried to get another guy fired for doing the same fucking thing, and I found out this 18-year-old was a part of the record workers union.
This is true.
Right. And he was trying to sell people 15-cent albums, and I knew this wasn't real, and then they decided to cut me out. But he said the worst part was that when he couldn't close,
right? He couldn't figure out how to close. And so he's building, and he's just like, because I remember there was a few nights I remember that were very bad feeling when they're turning off the lights inside the store, right? And we were in the exact middle of the circuit board, right? And then all of a sudden I'm sitting there with the safe and the deposit bag, and the lights are racing at you from the two sides at the point where all of a sudden now I'm in total darkness. And I'd be sitting there with the bank deposit bag and the safe open, and I'm watching the lights race towards me, right? And now I'm throwing everything in the safe. I'm spinning it. And then I'm running through the store with the lights up because I knew I'm just late.
I thought you were a creature of the night.
That's when I'm outside the store. Inside the store, it's so light in there, might as well be day.
You like the light. May I just ask, when it comes to having a friend purchase records with your employee discount, why didn't you just buy the records and then give them to your friend who can then give you the money?
Because I don't know what records he wants.
Maybe you could have asked him that.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, there's a way around that.
But he never shows a minute of emotion talking about murdering multiple women.
Yeah, but when it comes to
it's difficult to close up a restaurant or a small store.
It's not that difficult.
It's not difficult at all.
The Borders
it's a little difficult.
You're a moron. In Tallahassee, the Borders was run by 5 19-year-olds.
Well, 5. Not just one Joel Rifkin.
There was a whole team there. He had all of his managers having to double check all of his paperwork.
The only thing that's hard to close is a bar because you're drunk when you're closing.
That's true.
That's how I got fired from the only bartending job I ever had, because I was real good at talking to the people, but I was real bad at counting money at the end of the night.
That's how I got fired too.
Real bad about mixing drinks too.
I also didn't realize you weren't supposed to take the ones home. You're supposed to cash them out. I did a series of mistakes, but whatever. I didn't kill 17 women.
I'm glad I hear. At least he's saying it.
Yep.
At least he's saying it. Yeah. Well, after the Record World debacle, Joel complained that he became physically ill and he started having angina attacks.
My angina spiking, and it's chest. You get chest pains.
I mean, they need to change the name.
And you said it was a Long Island thing. I always thought that angina was like a Jewish thing. Like,
well, angina?
Yeah,
Angina's chest pains. Any fat guy can have angina for wherever you're at.
You talk about my wife like that again, I'll kill you.
Yeah, anybody can have angina if you can figure out a price.
Absolutely.
But an agita is also a thing that the fat men get.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agita. Now, what is agita again?
It's like when what's a really good way to explain it? Like, let's say I eat 2 chicken parm subs.
Yeah.
It's how I feel after that.
With the tomato sauce and the cheese.
If I eat like a pile of food right before going to bed and I wake up literally clutching my chest with pain, that's agita.
So it's the combination of what eating that much food does to your body combined with the anxiety that you get when you realize that what you're doing to your body is slowly killing you.
Yeah, or just the constant buzz of terror that most people live life with on a day-to-day basis.
Tomato sauce, onions, they might trigger angina.
Very much so.
Yes.
Well, possibly due to these physical ailments, Joel spent most of the early to mid-'80s unemployed. And with what little money he could earn, he spent everything on sex workers, using violent fantasies to get himself aroused, but never quite bringing those fantasies to fruition. As far as what he did with the rest of his free time, Joel wrote an autobiographical screenplay based on his time at SUNY Brockport called The Frosh.
Oh. Of course he's a screenwriter.
Yeah, I'm sure it has shades of Richard McBeef.
You know, I actually kind of been at the time because Diner was coming out. There's a lot of like movies that were like of the moment.
Slice of life.
I view that he viewed himself as a sensitive young man that didn't understand love. And he's, it's that style.
I don't know.
No one gets to how he's a diamond in the rough.
The Froth sounds like a coffee company that has semen in all of its drinks.
Calling somebody a frosh is something that's very old school that I have not heard in a very long time.
Frosh, it's slang for freshman.
No, yeah. I know.
Yeah, it's a frosh.
Took a week's vacation to forget.
No more.
With the Valium and slip.
My third eye is going blind.
That was the verb.
No, it doesn't matter. They're all the fucking same. Wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend.
That's opposites different.
Now, Joel began to fancy himself a writer after completing The Frosh.
Okay, well, he is.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah. And eventually, he met an older woman and sometimes sex worker named Kathleen Deaver with similar ambitions at the pizzeria in Queens where she worked. She soon ill-advisedly hired Joel to assist her on her screenplay. And before long, a relationship blossomed, and Joel moved into Deaver's apartment on West 49th Street.
Okay.
However, Joel later said that they only had sex once, right after they first met, and the relationship ended after Deaver stole a camera and $2,000 in cash from Rifkin, or so Joel claims.
Did he have $2,000 in cash?
He did. I mean, he would have built it all up because he did intermittently work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Kathleen Deaver, though, she said, and this is what she told police after Rifkin was arrested for murder. She said they had a brief business relationship and she had to fire him because he didn't do any work. This, I believe, is the more likely scenario.
Yeah, it's very possible because she could have been a sex worker, but we don't know. And then he was trying to, all of his angles are all garbage.
Yeah.
Well, and also, if you just look at his history, he has a long, long history of saying, yeah, I'll do that, and then he doesn't do it.
Yes, but
he's a
he
lazy
says,
fuck.
He said, I have an undescribed mental illness. And so everybody said I was lazy and an asshole. But no.
Well, you just then don't tell him you're going to do anything.
Yes.
That's the problem.
Now, around the time that Joel was screwing around pretending to be a writer, his ever-disappointed father, Ben Rifkin, was diagnosed with fatal prostate cancer.
Oh.
Yes. It's very sad.
Horrible.
And so, as he was dying, he told Joel that if he went to SUNY Farmingdale, took one class, and got a B, Ben would pay for the next semester in college.
Just dying on his fucking deathbed, riddled with cancer. And then Joel's being like, hey, Dad, don't worry. I wrote a screenplay. It's about my action-packed 1 year I went to college. And he's just like, listen, okay, son, I'm about to go to hell, right? I don't know where the fuck I'm gonna go. But if you can get a B in one class, because the whole time, right?
B is a B. I like that it's a B.
Well, because he's trying to manage expectations. And also, he said the big problem was that it's like my other family members, they'd come in, and my dad, he was so thin from cancer, and he'd give him a big hug with 2 hands. But then I knew when he hugged me, he wouldn't use his arms at all. He'd lay back and I'd have to do all the hugging. And I knew.
You're complaining that you had to hug your father who's riddled with prostate cancer?
He wouldn't hug me fully enough.
He couldn't, Joel.
No.
Oh, my God.
He wouldn't hug me. I saw him use his arms on my brothers. And then he went in on my sister. He used his arm on her.
Oh, my God,
And so I knew
Joel.
if I could get this B.
It's just a B. In any class?
And, well, he took the challenge. He enrolled in a biology course. He took biology.
He took too hard of a class.
Well, that's the thing. And in a case of what seems like, I would call it a spiteful suicide, at least when it comes to timing. His father took a fatal dose of barbiturates just before Joel's midterm.
Yeah, so he's building all this up. He's studying and shit. Because according to him, he's like, I didn't want to take something easy like writing or something because I want to take something that actually has a challenge. I want to take biology. I couldn't do chemistry because that's too difficult, but I can do biology. Then he went to do it, and it was days before the midterms. And he's like, oh, Daddy's going to see. I'm going to feel his forearm this weekend. And then all of a sudden, he just fucking committed suicide or tried to commit suicide.
No, he committed suicide. Yeah, I guess he went into a coma after that. But because
then when he got a 90, the nurse was like, they say some people in comas can hear. Go tell your father you got a 90 on the class. And then he was just Joel Rifkin outside of his dying father being like, I got it 90, Dave. Can you? Just picked up the arms. Try to do the hug.
Like a cape. Oh, well, that was very good. Very impressive, though.
Well, Rifkin claimed that the suicide ruined any chance he had at redemption. He said, quote, and this is a direct quote,
if I succeeded with this, I would have got a hug.
It would have been a meaningful hug.
Oh, so you killed 17 women because you didn't get a meaningful hug.
I never was hugged appropriately once.
I can get you a hug. I can get you a dog that'll hug you.
They don't do it right, not like my father.
This whole thing is about his father not giving him a hug after he got a B on a biology.
while his father is dying of prostate cancer.
And then committing suicide, probably not even thinking about his son, probably just so riddled with cancer and in pain, he just wanted it all end. Yeah.
Yeah, he just wanted it over. But I don't know, doing it like a couple of days before the midterm, I don't think he committed suicide specifically out of spite, but I think the spite played a part in the timing.
I mean, it's
simmering
sad,
underneath.
But it's just, again, not killing 17 women sad.
When he died, apparently he did wink. Wink. Gotcha.
And so, using a lost hug as a rationalization, Joel began an even deeper slide into the world of street sex work. For the next 2 years, he spent almost every cent he made doing odd landscaping jobs on front seat blowies and back seat around the world.
Oh, he's like Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah, and I go all the way from Kirkutz to Greenland.
Oh, wow. You go all the way there.
Additionally, Joel was also getting scammed and conned by sex workers with fair regularity because Joel was an easy mark. In one example, Joel picked up a girl on Atlantic Avenue here in Brooklyn, and she directed him to a grocery store parking lot where they could do the deed.
I like it where you can see with the dumpster with the bananas in it.
That is nice. And we're freegans as well, so you can eat some tomatoes from there and some salads.
Now, this wasn't out of the ordinary because a lot of the women on the street had places where they felt safe doing business. You know, a place that's somewhat a mixture of public and private. But as soon as Joel pulled up to a wall in the parking lot, a car pulled up behind him and 2 guys barreled out claiming to be cops. In a classic New York-style scam, the guys came at Joel fucking hard, saying that the woman currently in his car had reported that someone had stolen $50 from her, and Joel was the most likely suspect.
Nope. My name isn't someone. My name is Joel Rifkin.
Damn it.
But of course, they said they could take care of it all right now without involving anyone else if Joel just gave them the money.
Oh.
So
I got $30.
Yep, Joel gave him $30.
Do you mind if I give you $30, but then can I come in 90 seconds still?
What if I already came?
Okay.
Joel gave him $30. He claimed that was all that he had, so they said good enough, and they left. But after they left, Joel pulled another 30 from under the seat of his car and just went and picked up another woman. Because he knew, he had mugger money. Like, he knew that he could get conned or scammed at any second.
The scammers.
Yeah. You never did that? I used to put money in my sock.
Yeah, mugger money, of course.
All of that money that we had.
But no, when I was going, honestly, as a kid, but as a young man in New York, I used to put money in my sock because of how many times I was mugged. And you learn that you hide some money, and then but that's what he would do. Ed Larson also taught me this. Yeah,
I always put it in my ass.
It's different. I didn't. I wanted to use it again.
Yeah. Oh, that's weird. Yeah.
Ed used to do this back in the day when he used to sell a little bit of weed. He used to hide money from himself. And then he used to put money in books and stuff around the house.
He's not scamming a scammer. He's scamming himself.
Yes, but that's what Joel used to do, too. In order to make his money last longer, he used to hide money from himself. And he'd put it all over his car. He'd put it all over his apartment so it wouldn't all go in one go.
Okay, whatever.
Rise from your grave.
Hey, what's up, everyone? How you doing? Ben Kissel here with Henry Zabrowski.
Yeah, it's me, man.
Yeah, bro. Henry Zabrowski is smoking some of that sweet last podcast on the left, babe. So go out there and purchase yourself some. I hope you enjoy it. We have sativa, we have indica, and we have a hybrid. And I have to tell you, from my personal experience, they are wonderful.
Super tasty live resin. You really get that delicious weedy taste, which is what I like. And 3 different experiences. You go to your local vape store and get it.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much for supporting the show. We absolutely love you. Can't wait to see you on the road and get that vape, put it in your brain, and have a good time.
And if you want us at your favorite weed store, give them a call and ask for them by name.
Absolutely.
Last podcast on the left, it's weed.
Hail yourselves, everyone.
Hail Satan.
This is a paid ad by BetterHelp. You know, stigma shows up in a lot of different places. I know I had to explain to my handyman about the devil imagery in my home. I had to explain that in our home, El Diablo es bueno. And he reluctantly agreed. I think largely just because he was in my home and he was scared. But over time, he began to see, the devil can be my amigo. See, even in 2026, stigma can get in the way of a lot of things, right? My handyman almost didn't put up my floating media cabinet, right? You got to get support for your mental health. Maybe you've encouraged friends to consider therapy while avoiding taking the first step yourself because you're busy.
worried what others will think, or telling yourself you should handle it alone. No, you need a team. Get therapy with BetterHelp, the world's largest online therapy platform. Give me a space to slow down and talk through what's building before it feels unmanageable. Says take a short questionnaire to identify your needs and preferences, and BetterHelp will handle the initial therapist matching work for you. Their industry-leading match rate means BetterHelp typically gets it right the first time. Feel confident knowing BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of ethics and are fully qualified. So don't let hesitation hold you back. Find support with BetterHelp. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/lastpod. That's betterhelp.com/lastpod. It's obvious we love true crime, but it does make us feel a little paranoid about what's out there, as it should. And that's why it's so important to get a home security system that gives you peace of mind. With SimpliSafe, you can stop crimes before they even start using their AI-powered cameras to identify threats on your property and alert US-based live agents to take action. Like arriving in a helicopter in the night, coming down from the helicopter, zipping down and breaking through the windows with their big axes, and going through the house, ripping through the walls, finding the criminals. It's easy to do. SimpliSafe has been a game changer for us. And the best part, there's no long-term contract. We've used it since the very early days of SimpliSafe here at LPN, and it keeps us safe, doesn't it? It keeps all of our thoughts inside the building. Then there's the ones we let out because they have to go out because that's a part of it. But SimpliSafe keeps the other thoughts safe. And for that, we say thank you, SimpliSafe. And we want you to experience the same peace of mind as we, which is why we've partnered with SimpliSafe to offer an exclusive discount to all of our listeners. Right now, you can get 50% off your new system by visiting simplisafe.com/LPOTL. That's half off at simplisafe.com/LPOTL. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
Hi, I'm Daniel, founder of Pretty Litter. Cats and cat owners deserve better than any old-fashioned litter. That's why I teamed up with scientists and veterinarians to create Pretty Litter. Its innovative crystal formula has superior odor control and weighs up to 80% less than clay litter. Just one bag lasts up to a month, meaning fewer refills and less scooping. Pretty Litter even monitors health by changing colors to help detect early signs of potential illness. It's the world's smartest kitty litter.
Go to prettylitter.com and use code Pandora for 20% off your first order.
In another scam, Joel said the same girl ripped him off twice using the exact same con. She told him after he picked her up that she lived with her grandmother, and if it was all right with him, they could go back to her place to conduct their business.
Oh, is this like a 2-for-1?
I love this.
Is it a 2-for-1?
So once they arrived, the girl said she had to go inside to make sure her grandmother was asleep, which meant Joel had to wait outside in the car.
Yeah.
So you wait out here, I'll go inside, and then I'll come back and get you if she's asleep.
Well, wouldn't it be louder that way? It's double entrance.
It's a scam, Kissel, and it's an obvious scam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, instead of coming back, the girl just walked through the house to the backyard and hopped the fence, leaving Joel out front with his dick in his hand.
I'm Chris Hansen with MSNBC.
I don't think she's coming back. Like, just the idea of like, she did it again.
Yeah,
she did that 2 times.
Yeah, and then he said, I don't know if that was even her house. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Can I ask this though? Do you think that in a way, like he is a quote unquote mark, but I also think again, this is about liking the attention and that he likes being in this cyclical world with all of these people.
I think he probably would have liked it better if she didn't just walk away with his money.
I think that he just didn't give a single fuck. I think that he had no care about himself.
No, he was probably pretty bummed.
I don't
think he was
know.
very angry. I think part of it. I think part of it was also he had these violent fantasies, and we talk about this again and again, where these guys put themselves in a situation where it can be justified. Yeah. So I think, I think part of it.
He's gaming it.
I think part of it was that he just, there was truly times when he's like, I would have much rather have had a blowjob than getting scammed right now. But I think he also allowed these things to happen in order to one day justify, one of these days, these violent fantasies are going to come out and they're going to fucking deserve it because of what they did to me.
You'll see what I'll do.
He liked being mad. That's
loved
what it is.
Yeah.
He liked being mad. Like there was something about it because he says there is a clue because he said it was the only time he felt any sort of solace was the one time he stood up for himself in high school where he yelled at all those dudes. It was the one time he ever felt it where he was just like he allowed himself to experience the emotion and there was power in his anger.
Mm-hmm. Now, from what it seems, Joel didn't necessarily have a specific stress trigger point that led to his first murder like other serial killers we've covered in the past, like Dennis Rader getting fired or like Bundy like discovering that his sister is his mom.
Yeah.
Instead, it seems like Joel Rifkin, after 10 years of picking up sex workers from the street without incident, 300 by his count, he decided to finally give in to the violent fantasies that had only gotten stronger since junior high.
Okay, now taking the stand, Mr. Rifkin. Okay, hear me out. 300 sex workers, 17 dead.
Think about the ratio.
If you're on Twitter and I got 300 likes and 17 dislikes, I'm right.
Technically, you're not too far off.
Well, see, Joel Rifkin, not surprisingly, still lived with his mother out on Long Island. And in March of 1989, when Joel was 30, Jean Rifkin went out of town on a whitewater rafting trip to Colorado.
That's very active.
Good for her.
Very
active.
Yeah, well, you know, her husband's he died not too long before, and so she's trying to get out there. She's trying to get active. She's trying to have a new life.
Okay. She's getting railed by a guy on a raft somewhere.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, this gave Joel what was pretty much his first opportunity ever to bring a sex worker back home, which was the location where most of his violent fantasies played out. And this is a fairly common occurrence with serial killers, as most commit murders in locations or areas in which they feel comfortable and safe. Eventually, though, emboldened because he rarely came close to getting caught, Joel Rifkin came to feel comfortable and safe almost anywhere in New York City.
Ben Kissel, the Buffalo Wild Wings killer.
The only place he feels at home.
The Buffalo Wild Wings at JFK. That's the only place.
Oh, that's a good one. And the Barney's Beanery over here in LAX.
We take a look at the evidence, and it seems that Ben Kissel, in his rage, he massacred over 400 wings this weekend. But he left those other 1,000 alone. That was because they were unpaid for.
Isn't that nice?
So around 10 p.m. one night, after Joel watched an episode of Kojak, he decided to drive his Ford F-350 into Manhattan. And before long...
go to bed, buddy.
Yeah. But hey, that's nighttime. He's a man of the night.
I'm addicted to the night.
I forgot you're addicted to the night.
Yeah, 10 p.m. after Kojak, that's when the night begins.
That's my nicotine patch.
I'm sorry, I forgot.
And before long... Joel found a woman named Heidi Balch on East 12th and 1st Avenue in the East Village. So where that AMC is over there on First Avenue.
Yeah, of course, we all know exactly
where that
where
is. Yeah. Now, across the street from the L Train Vintage place. You know that block.
Oh, yeah.
Now, according to Joel's description, which is all we have, Heidi was not doing well, just like a lot of the women Joel murdered. See, this was also a time when AIDS was a particularly bad problem in New York City. And Heidi, from Joel's description, sounds like a heroin addict deep into a deadly infection.
Oh.
But on the other hand, Joel's description, the descriptions of the women that Joel Rifkin killed are devastating.
It's really sad.
Every single one of them are devastating.
Very sad. Because again, that's why I felt like that's what he was choosing was those that were the most sick.
So, I mean, was there a, what is it called? Angel of Death type thing? Did he have a mercy killing?
No, he just literally
He was just trying to get the weakest people he could find.
Yes, absolutely. But, on the other hand, Joel's descriptions of the women he murdered, it seems it's a further attempt at dehumanization.
Sure.
I mean, he implies again and again that their deaths that were no big loss. And ironically, this is often the same justification cops give for not investigating sex worker murders. They use the exact same fucking thing.
It's weird. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just like they were going to die anyway.
Yeah. But regardless of Joel's read on the situation, he brought Heidi back to his house in the middle of the night, not worrying what the neighbors might think because Joel was known in the neighborhood as a, quote, eccentric nocturnal creature.
Hey, I'm a werewolf.
That's pretty cool.
And so, within minutes of walking in the door, Joel and Heidi had sex. And being in a place in which he felt safe, that gave rise to even stronger violent fantasies. He's setting himself up to do it.
Yeah.
But nothing happened during the act. And afterward, Heidi took a nap while Joel watched 1989 MTV, perhaps catching Fine Young Cannibals, or REM, or even Milli Vanilli during their short-lived time near the top.
Back when the music television actually showed music videos.
Real music videos, yeah.
But once Heidi woke up and wanted to head out to score more heroin, Joel got angry at what he called her single-mindedness. But he did agree to take her, or at least he agreed at first. In a split second, though, Joel claimed that something happened. Something happened. She said something popped in his mind, and instead of grabbing his keys, he picked up an 18-inch long, 10-pound howitzer tank shell he'd just bought at a flea market and crushed Heidi's skull with it, raining it down over and over and over again.
Yeah, he said he started hitting her. He hit her so many times it was when his arms started hurting.
Yeah.
So we're blaming MTV for this.
I didn't. I don't think it's that. I actually would more blame ridiculously later on.
Oh my. So just all of a sudden he fucking snapped?
Just fucking snapped and decided this is when I'm going to do it. And weirdly, his first instinct after he did it, he turned up the television as loud as he could.
Turned up the television?
Turned up the television. And he's panicked. He thought the cops are going to be here any second. But as he was closing all the blinds in his house, Heidi got back up. She attacked him the best she could and bit his finger almost to the bone.
Damn.
But eventually, he pinned her against the wall and held her there by her neck until she finally expired. Then he took a nap.
Yeah, he's empty. He's not. Right. He's a nothing person. Like Joel Rifkin experiences nothing. He wants to be as far away from himself as humanly possible. It actually kind of makes sense that he took a nap.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he's exhausted.
Well, truly emotionally exhausted in his own way.
When he woke up a few hours later, though, he stuffed the body into a plastic bag and dragged it down to the basement, where he got to work on a methodical disposal. Reducing the act to nothing more than a dissection in a biology class, Joel dismembered Heidi's corpse without compunction. Using an X-Acto knife as a kind of scalpel, he made small, controlled cuts over joints and popped the bones out of their sockets, later comparing it to carving up a turkey.
Is that why he took biology?
No, I know.
He just took biology because he thought he could get a B.
Yeah, he just thought he could get a B. And then the police will be like, you can actually decapitate somebody using an X-Acto knife. And essentially, he just said, you just have to do it real carefully.
Just like that episode of Seinfeld when they wanted to name him Mojo.
Just like it. And that was a great... I'm glad they kept that scene in.
Right.
Then Joel began pulling the teeth out of the decapitated head. Although, for some reason, he didn't finish the job. He left 4 teeth still in there. I don't know why he just went with how many teeth we got? 24, 22?
It sounds like the kind of guy whose father wanted him to get a B.
Yeah, it sounded like he couldn't finish a single thing in his fucking life. Yeah.
After that, he stuffed the head into an empty paint can, which went in the back of Joel's truck along with the body parts, which were stuffed in 33-gallon trash bags. First, Joel drove to New Jersey, where the head was discarded still in the paint can in what Joel thought was a remote wooded area. About 70 miles north, Joel tossed the bag containing the legs into a creek. Finally, Joel returned to New York City, in the same neighborhood where he picked up Heidi, and heaved the bags containing her arms and torso into the East River off Lower Manhattan, back when such things were easily done without much fear of discovery.
He had been thinking about this for a very long time. I think that's the reason why he jumped right into action, is that because it does seem like a more experienced serial killer doing this crime, but I think it's because he'd already had this plan. He knew he was going to do this the second he started hitting her.
Right. Now, it seemed like no one was the wiser when it came to the missing sex worker, and in that, Joel was correct. But a severed head found in the woods catches everyone's attention.
I would think so, yeah.
Because what Joel thought was a remote wooded area was actually the border of a golf course.
Yeah, this fucking asshole.
What a fucking moron.
But straight up, it was a guy who hit a ball into the rough. He went over there and he found the head in a paint can.
No, Steve, it's play it where it lies.
And he's just like,
play it where it lies.
And that's how I knew. If I could just get my wedge in there. I know that if it was laying right on the edge of her teeth.
Yeah.
If I could just chip it, I could maybe make the green.
Oh, my God.
But no one even came close to Joel Rifkin for the head. And in fact, Heidi wasn't even identified until 2013. And until then, she was known as Susie. I mean, they did try to identify her. They even did, they did some reconstruction. They did
a lot.
Face
They
in the
put
paper.
a lot into it. Yeah.
There was one cop who actually took it upon himself. He's like, I'm going to fucking figure this out. I'm going to do it. And it took him until 2013. He fucking did it. So kudos to him.
I went down and I asked every single person, do you know a woman with 4 teeth? Do you know a woman? And no one, they all know people with whole mouths of teeth.
Well, as far as Joel's mother went, she returned from Colorado after the murder to find the same disappointing oddball son she'd left, having no idea that a murder had occurred in her absence.
So what'd you do? What'd you do when I was gone, Joel? Just
nothing.
Okay. Music is up really loud on the TV.
Yeah.
You didn't have a party or anything, did you? Okay.
Now, after the murder of Heidi Balch, Rifkin swore off murdering.
I'm done.
Wow.
But he continued to pick up sex workers from the street, although he tried stopping that as well for a time. In an attempt to will himself out of both, he began writing daily reminders that said, No more
P, no more P, no more K.
That meant no more prostitutes, no more killing.
No more. Stop it. And then I put a rubber band on my wrist. What I do is every single time I think about killing a sex worker, I just go, snap. I snap it, and I'm like, ow, 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 ow. Ooh.
Well, thank you so much for coming to our Senate hearing, Justice Rifkin. We really appreciate you. So you just keep a calendar of everything.
I like beer.
Okay.
But as time passed and he returned to his old ways, Rifkin found that the memory of the murder replayed in his head almost constantly. But where most people would find this loop to be horrific and maddening, Joel described it as annoying.
He had no emotional content.
Jeez.
Yeah. Mostly he was angry that killing now excited him more than sex. And because he found himself fantasizing about killing every woman he was with, he had to fight the urge. And because he had to fight the urge, he couldn't maintain his pitiful little erection. Meanwhile, Joel almost started relationships with certain sex workers he picked up. Or at least he seemed to try to get like a sort of girlfriend experience from time to time, which of course never fucking worked out.
I remember that movie.
Yeah. In another incident in which his mother was out of town, Joel brought a woman back to Long Island and hung out all day without having sex. Instead, the woman stole most of his mother's jewelry when Joel wasn't looking. And when Jean returned, Joel had to admit that he'd brought a sex worker back to their home and she'd stolen everything.
But I kind of feel almost in a way, Jean was like, at least you did one normal thing in a way, sort of.
She was real mad. She was real angry.
Yeah, I'd be pissed.
She would be,
I'd be fucking
upset.
pissed.
Yeah. I'd be upset with all the jewelry and stuff. Long Island ladies, they love the jewelry.
Oh, believe me, I know. I know. I remember my father buying the 5-carat tennis bracelet for my mom in the back of a truck somewhere where to go, and it was just where they go up above a Chinese food restaurant. Honestly, it was great jewelry.
Oh, fantastic.
And so, using this experience as a justification, Joel bided his time until his mother went out of town again. His chance came in late 1990, 18 months after his first murder, when Joel picked up a woman named Julie Blackbird, which sounds like the name of a vengeful spirit who murders serial killers.
You just go, that is our fucking next comic book that we're going to write.
Blackbird.
Yeah, fucking Julie Blackbird. At his mother's house, Joel and Julie watched a little MTV. Perhaps catching the videos for Love Shack.
Oh my God, Marcus.
Or funky Cold Medina. Or even the forgotten power ballad When Children Cry by One Hit Wonder's White Lion.
I haven't even thought of When Children Cry in a while. Can we play a section of that?
I don't know.
Yeah, there were a lot of hits. Madonna had a big year. Paula Abdul, 1989.
Big year.
She ruled 1989.
Was that Cold Hearted Snake?
Cold Hearted Snake? I don't think it was Cold Hearted Snake. It was more the Paula Abdul. It's not like Opposites Attract. It's not the ones that you really love. It's kind of the lesser Paula Abdul tracks.
Was Amy Grant popular?
Amy Grant, I think, had a hit that year as well. I think she was near the bottom of the top 100 list of videos in MTV in 1989.
1988 was Cold Hearted Snake.
Yeah.
And that was when I went out, because that was what all of my cousins, all the girl cousins, they got together and they dressed me up as a little girl and we all danced together to Cold Hearted Snake for our family.
Look at
we did a
you.
big choreographed.
And you're not a serial killer at all.
I've never killed anybody.
No.
And the only thing I've killed is a Jersey Mike sub.
Absolutely. There you go. You really got that.
Yeah, 1988. That was also the year of Yeah, Unbelievable.
Pretty cool. It's pretty believable, but all right.
But after having sex and watching a few more of these wonderful hits of yesteryear,
I remember.
I'm forced to now.
All while Joel felt the urge to kill rising, he and Julie Blackbird drove to an ATM so he could pay her what he owed. And that was when Joel got a notice for insufficient funds.
Also, I didn't know they had ATMs in 1990, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, you could still get them. What he didn't know is that back in the day, you could still take money out put yourself into rears. Yeah, you could. Eddie taught me that trick, but that was another trick that Eddie taught me. That you could, if you run out of money, you could take the money out of your bank account and then just goes in the negative.
Oh. Yeah, no, it's how you get overdraft fees.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's awesome. 35.
You end up having to pay a lot more.
Much more. Yeah, it's a vicious cycle that keeps a lot of people in poverty.
Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah, but I need to weed that.
The nice thing is it's rent to own. It's rent to own. It's everything is on layaway.
Yep.
Layaway.
You're only about 500 years away.
Well, the rage within Joel hit highest level it could. So he drove back to his mother's house with Julie, claiming that he needed to wait for the bank to open so he could get her the money that she was owed.
And they love that.
Oh, yeah. Love it, yeah.
But once they walked back into the house, Joel picked up a table leg, one of the many his mother had laying around. His mother, her hobby was restoring old furniture. So there were a bunch of table legs and shit just littering the house.
It sounds like his mom was a very independent, strong woman.
Yeah,
he had incredibly capable and wonderful parents.
Yeah,
yeah, there's no reason. Yeah. And he used that table leg to beat Julie Blackbird to death.
Now, this was like 6 months, right? Or was it 18 months? Yeah, it was 18 months after.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, Rifkin, of course, blames not himself for this murder, but the ATM. He said that if he would have gotten the cash, he would have paid Julie and just driven her home, and therefore she would have still been alive today. So it's not his fault.
He got one of those American Psycho ATMs. That's what he got. Yeah. Was it put the cat in the machine?
Put the cat in the machine?
You know what? I don't remember that.
Yeah,
I only watched that movie like once in college.
It's great. Rewatch it. It holds up. It's fucking
I might
awesome.
rewatch that tonight. Yeah.
I'm actually voting for him in November.
Yeah, I wrote Patrick Bateman in to everything this year.
It's really great.
But even though this murder supposedly disturbed Joel in the moment, he still, as he did with the first one, took a nap after the murder. This time, though, after taking the body down to the basement, he decided he needed a full night's rest before taking care of the disposal, because this one was going to be far more labor intensive.
I got to take care of me.
Yeah, you really want to.
All right, this is just like, you see him with his mask.
Get your loofah.
He's got his his little facial, the flappy thing on. He's just watching Friends. And
I feel like there's something I have to do later. What is it?
This is my time.
Remembering how easily part of the last corpse had been found, Joel woke up the next morning and drove to Home Depot, where he bought a few bags of quick cement. After dismembering the body limb by limb, again with the help of an X-Acto knife, noting that he was surprised there wasn't a lot of blood to mop up this time because most of it had coagulated already, Rifkin brought out the cement. The parts were entombed in 3 separate blocks, but Joel neglected to take into account that even though it was quick cement, it still had to dry. So the slabs sat in his basement for days while he waited for them to solidify.
Jesus.
And once they were ready for transport, all 3 were driven and sunk to the bottom of the East River. And even though it took Joel 18 months to take his second victim, the next 4 would come in rapid succession. And that's where we'll pick back up with a conclusion to our series.
Yes, because then he'll do his first of what Joel will go on to call his clusters. He would do these in clusters. And next week, it gets a lot more bloody. We're going to talk a little bit more about the reasons why. We don't know why he is this way. And maybe next week, we'll talk a little bit more about that. And we're going to hear probably a lot more things about my uncles.
Fantastic.
My Uncle Butch, who also worked for the sanitation career, but he also got wiped out by scandal. There's a lot of... Guys made a lot of weird decisions in the early 90s.
Don't mess with sanitation. That's all I know. Also, the only clusters anyone should have is a peanut cluster. We all agree with that.
Thank you.
What about a goo-goo cluster?
What's a goo-goo cluster?
Yeah, not everything has to be about the fucking goo-goo dolls.
No, it's a wonderful candy.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a southern candy, a goo-goo cluster.
Let's take a look at it here.
I'm just seeing
Goo cluster.
Goo cluster?
Oh, it's just a whole bunch of rotten teeth and spoiled children.
Goo cluster is
it's
an
a
ice cream.
It's a tasty combination of nuts, caramel, nougat, and milk chocolate in a deliciously rounded cluster.
There's also a thing, that's
Nashville.
Goo. Oh, yeah, I'm looking at it.
Oh, fantastic.
I guess we wouldn't understand.
I guess we wouldn't know.
Yeah, it's
All
a Goo
right,
Goo cluster
everyone.
thing. Y'all wouldn't understand.
You wouldn't understand. Thank you all so much for listening. We're going to see you at Comic-Con this weekend, or 2 weekends from now.
Yeah.
Which we can't wait. We're going to do a little bit of a panel and some signings.
San Diego. We have not gotten any information about our
We know
schedule,
nothing.
but as soon as we have that, we will put that up. You can come and see us. You can come to Europa. Do we want to list off those dates?
All right, let's list them off. I'm going to Google my schedule like I always do.
We're going to be in Europe.
In Europe, because when you're American going into the bathroom and American coming out of the bathroom, what are you in the bathroom? European.
Those dates are starting in Amsterdam on October 6th. We're going to be at De Meerwert. Then on October 10th,
And we're going
to
to cover the entire show in gold.
Yeah, really nice. I don't know.
Oh, I love gold.
Also,
Yeah,
I have gotten
gold.
confirmation that the Sex Museum in Amsterdam, the entire second floor, is still just animal fucking people.
I'm just going to avoid it.
No one should go there.
I'm going to go. I have to go now.
No, you're going to be traumatized. I got a DM, and the guy was like, I still don't understand why it's like that.
October 10th, Edinburgh. Then we're going to be going to Dublin, Manchester, London, and Birmingham. And that's all going to be in October of this year. So go to lastpodcastontheleft.com to see if you can make it to one of those shows. We can't wait to see y'all out there. I had such a good fucking time the last 2 times.
Yes.
And we can't wait to go a third.
Can't fucking wait. And
That's
go to
right.
z2comics.com and check out pre-order Last Comic Book on the Left Volume 2. This time we have a little bit with even more of a quality. There's so much higher quality in this. I can't wait. Did you see any of the we actually got that big creative roundup yesterday. It's fucking awesome.
Very cool.
No, for Volume 2, Rick Veitch did a Philip K. Dick story
It's
that's
so
going to blow
good.
your fucking mind. It's amazing. Yeah. We got stuff from all kinds of artists and writers that you guys are going to fucking love. As soon as it comes in, we'll let y'all know.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much for listening. Thanks for supporting all the shows here on the Last Podcast Network. And yeah, I guess that's about it.
That's it.
I'm happy we finally got to Joel Rifkin. The guy is more pathetic than I even thought.
He is.
Yes, indeed.
And this is coming from a real Randy Kraft fan. A guy who fucking loves it.
I hate you. All right, everyone. Hail yourselves.
Hail Satan.
Again.
Congratulations, everybody.
Tell me if you got a chance, you got an extra minute. Toss a hail my way.
Toss a ham his way and hug your children, apparently, or they're going to become serial killers as if the pressure of being a parent wasn't enough.
Sell your children.
Okay.
This show is made possible by listeners like you. Thanks to our ad sponsors, you can support our shows by supporting them. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.
What if upgrading your windows and doors didn't mean tightening your budget? Scratch that. What if it meant spending nothing today? For a limited time, Renewal by Andersen is offering no money down, no monthly payments, and no interest for 18 months on a minimum of 6. That means beautiful, energy-efficient windows and doors while the payments wait. Visit renewalbyandersenhome.com today and see how easy it is to buy now and pay later.
Stitch Fix. Stop shopping, get styled.
A+ on the outfit, Miss Turner. You are about to slay parent-teacher conferences.
Oh, these? Just the most perfect fitting jeans my stylist sent me.
Oh, hello, you, who didn't set one foot in a mall and still looks amazing.
Just share your size, style, and budget, and your stylist sends personalized looks right to your door. Stitch Fix. Get started today at stitchfix.com.
To my stylist. This look is dedicated to you. Thank you. Thank you.